Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having a good one. Sorry we're starting a little later today. Stuff kept me. But it's alright, we got some good material for today, so even though we're starting a little later, the tinfoil will be good as always. Thank you, I see we're already on a hype train, 30% to level 3. Let's see what I missed. Megabyte with 27 months says, just wanted to say because I had it stuck in my head, I accidentally sang I'm going to Bottomland at work. I was wearing noise-canceling headphones, so I didn't notice that the noisy warehouse got silent and people noticed. Yeah, I think you gotta move jobs now. Broha, thanks for 24 months. Happy 2nd anniversary. G Fails at Games, thanks for 14 months, says, yay, catching live. Glad you could make it. Mr. Whiskers, thanks for gifting a sub. Overthought, thanks for gifting another sub. Altered Undying says, hype train. Hope you're doing well, Hannah. I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Artemis8192 with 30 months says, hey Hannah, have you played Enderal? It's a total conversion Skyrim mod. Changes the skill system to be more classic RPG, completely new world and stories, fully voiced, and other Skyrim mods working with it. I'm playing with you in the background. I seriously recommend. I've not. I'll check it out. I'm excited for Sky Oblivion. I know it's going to be a bit before it comes out, but I was a huge Oblivion fan. I still am. I still play it from time to time, but I don't know. Some of it hasn't aged great, and in fairness, Skyrim did downgrade a decent number of things from Oblivion, but that's why I think Sky Oblivion will be fun. It'll kind of take the best from both. Xandris, thanks for 34 months, says, only 2 more months until my sub matches my age. Oh, nice. Sidosaurus, thanks for 28 months. Hooray for 28 months. Also, I just came in on the my ass is delicious part. Wish me luck in therapy, it's gonna be a bitch. I hope it goes well. I know how that can be. MH Darkbeast says, greetings, Tinfoil Queen. Before we dive into Tinfoil Tuesday, how about something epic? Oh, did you hear that frog in my throat? Holy fucking shit. No one waste your points. I'm doing it already. There we go. That's better. Let's see what this was. Oh, this is the Ahsoka trailer, I think. I'm gonna be honest, I know people are gonna yell at me. I never watched Clone Wars. I haven't seen the Clone Wars. So I don't know anything about Ahsoka, other than the fact that she was, like, Anakin's apprentice, even though that doesn't make sense, because he wasn't a master, so they don't get apprentices, but I assume they hand-wave that, so that's fine. Overthought, thanks for gifting a sub. Sky Comet, thanks for gifting a sub. What else did I miss? Nearest Crow Hill with 24 months says, starting later works for me. I just got off work. Also 2 years apparently. Stay awesome, Hannah. Thank you. And I'm glad it worked out for you. I hope, I shouldn't take it negatively. We're starting later, but maybe that's better for some people. That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have a positive spin. I gotta stop. You'd think for someone who's been online for as long as I have, I would remember that your eyes are up here and not at the screen. I should be looking here, so it looks like I'm looking at you. Overthought, thanks for gifting a sub. Chamomile Carillion says, I moved in with my partner away from my bigoted dad. Thank you and all of the community for being so normally weird, queer, and full of cheer. It's been a delight. Well, I'm really, really glad that you were able to get someplace safe. Seriously, that's awesome. Sorry you had to go through that. I know. It can be such a... I'm glad that you have someplace safe to be. And that's the important thing. Overthought, thanks for gifting a sub. JP Black, thanks for 21 months of Prime. Says, I loved both Skyrim and Oblivion. Skyrim was, okay-ish on PSVR. Yeah, VR Skyrim's kinda iffy. It's hard to convert a game. The best games for VR are always ones designed from the ground up for it. When you try and kind of, fit it, it can be awkward. Poetic Fox, thanks for 28 months, says, been a wild 28 months. Hannah, you cracked my egg and barely know it. Well, that's nice. I'm happy for you. Mike Lindell is auctioning off stuff from his company in what looks like an attempt to liquidate. I saw. Do you guys want to buy Mike Pillow's old computers? They seem cheap. The current bid's $11. 75% to level 4 on the hype train with a minute and a half left. No, it's absolutely fucking crazy, though. And he's still trying to... I saw a clip, too, which I think I commented on Twitter, and it was like... He was denying that all this was happening? Really interesting. Oh, by the way, anyone who's been following the Bed Bath & Beyond stuff that I've been covering today in court, basically Bed Bath & Beyond to the court, filed a thing that says they have a path forward to exit bankruptcy. Now, the Bed Bath & Beyond people who are in the stock think, oh my god, they're exiting bankruptcy, yay, someone must have bought it. No, sweet children. They're exiting bankruptcy by liquidating the company. When they say exiting, they don't mean it's good for you. This is bad for you. But anyway, 45 seconds left in the hype train. Fennikagami says... Wait, there was something earlier, I think. Sky Comet says, I can't play VR Skyrim, it makes me sick. Fair enough. Fennikagami says, Jedi Knights can get apprenticed. That's literally how Anakin started with Obi-Wan. He took Anakin as his apprentice immediately after passing the trials to knighthood at the end of Episode 1. See, I guess I thought that was a special circumstance because of Qui-Gon. I thought that was, like, basically he was like, I'm gonna do this or I'm fucking leaving, and I'm taking the kid with me. That was the implication I had, because Qui-Gon was so, like, gung-ho about it. I thought that Obi-Wan was kind of given that, despite it not being a typical circumstance. But I'm not the biggest Star Wars person, so I'm wrong. Fennec Gami with 100 bits for the hype. Odd Tall Man says, hi, any Audible book recommendations? I have credits piling up. I actually don't have... I have something that's... Wait, no. That's Spotify. I was thinking of the Harley Quinn thing I was listening to on Spotify, which is good. If you have Spotify, check out Harley Quinn... I forget what it's called. It's a Spotify original, though. It's like a full audio drama of Harley Quinn and the Joker meeting and stuff. Only on episode, 4, but it's pretty good so far. Why did I put this on? This is the wrong thing to put on. I think it looks cute, though, so I'm gonna leave it. I don't think anyone will be mad about it. Alright, okay. What about Bob? Thanks for gifting a sub. Audible credits. What do I have right now? Let me take a look at my Audible account. Ooh, I have a good one, actually. Jeanette McCurdy's I'm Glad My Mom Died. Very good. That would be my recommendation. The 10th Doctor Adventures are available on Audible. That's the one where Catherine Tate and David Tennant have returned to play their respective Doctor Who characters. Jurassic Park's good. Suspicious Minds is good if you're looking for something non-fiction. It's about conspiratorial mindsets. And what else? What about Bob? Thanks for gifting a sub. Fennikagami with 50 bits says the special thing about Masters is they're eligible to join the council and they have other privileges, though I'm blanking on the... And then I think he hit enter accidentally. Okay, all caught up. Let's watch this trailer and get into the conspiracies. We are doing bingo today, so get your bingo cards ready if you'd like to play Tinfoil Tuesday bingo. Did I see the pictures of David Tennant in the trans rights shirt and he said TERFs can't climb stairs? I don't know how old it is. I saw it today. I did see that. That was nice.
War is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create.
I still haven't watched Andor. Don't be mad.
We are no Jedi.
Is he, evil? I'm assuming my hair looks fucking good today. God damn. Profane Priestess says, have you been following the J&J situation? J&J meaning... Are they Sith, or were they, a completely different group? Are they, Grey Jedi? Oh, fuck yeah, Grey Jedi? Nice. I was wondering when that would get adapted into, like, the live-action stuff.
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
Thrawn. I'm familiar with that name. Johnson & Johnson. Oh god, what did Johnson & Johnson do?
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power. Such as you've never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one. You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me.
I assume, like, again, I didn't watch Clone Wars, so I assume these characters, obviously I recognize Ahsoka, but it kind of feels like I should be understanding other things that they're talking about, and I don't.
Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else.
The bearded Sith is Ray Stevenson, aka the Punisher, who died right after filming this. Oh, wait, which Punisher? Not the Dolph Lundgren one, obviously.
Else can. But
They're from Rebels? Oh, okay.
counting on you to see this through.
What Johnson & Johnson did? Oh god, I'll watch this after this.
Nice haircut. Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal.
I do recognize the art looks like the art style of the animated show Rebels. I do recognize that.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless.
Yeah, like that guy looks familiar. I think I've seen him on the cover of like a DVD or something of it.
Regardless of our personal feelings.
Or maybe I've just seen his picture on Disney Plus or something. Punisher Warzone. It's a good one.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain. You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Okay, so I'm thinking she shows up in... Spoilers, I guess. She shows up in Mandalorian. So is this show this is post her appearance in Mandalorian, I'm guessing? So this takes place after the Battle of Yavin. This is like at least 5 after the Battle of Yavin or something like that. 10? I don't remember when the Mandalorian is set. Thrawn looks like Elon Musk. Profane Priestess says they're attempting to evergreen the patent they hold on tuberculosis drugs. If the patent were to die, the public ownership of the drug would make the drug so much cheaper that it would save an estimated 6 million lives a year. Holy shit, can we nationalize these fuckers already? Devil Summoner Marie, thanks for 28 months, says Thrawn is my husband. 7 years after return. Okay. Note about the robot in this. His name is Hugh Yang, and he's voiced by David Tennant and canonically arrived at the Jedi Temple mysteriously delivered in a blue box.
Okay, I'm trying to keep
That's
it
fun.
under control.
I know what happened now, so I'm not going to watch it. Because it's depressing. And today isn't about depression. Today's about watching crazy people. Okay? It's our day, chat. This is for us. We're going to keep it cool. We're going to keep it cool. What are we going to watch first? You know what? Let's start with the geology thing. Because why not? If I can find it. Alright, so you guys remember recently we covered the guy who finds Periite, aka Fool's Gold, around his property, and he is adamant that it is actual gold. He's like, I'm finding gold, and he posts it to Reddit. like geology subreddits, and he posts it to YouTube, and people are like, dude, that's Perryite, that's fool's gold. Easy mistake to make. That's why it's called fool's gold. You don't necessarily have the background to know this, but no, it's not gold. So he had two options here. Pyrite, sorry, I said Perryite, good lord. Perryite the platypusite. Overthought says, I know a stock he can invest in if he newfound riches in. Logarth says, by the way, I'm obligated to let you know it's National Cow Appreciation Day, moo. You sent me something fun in a Twitter DM? Oh god, I'll take a look. Oh lord. Okay, we can maybe take a look at that. What was I gonna say? Oh, so he had two options here. It was either admit that he's wrong and that he didn't know about geology, or option two, which is what he has done, which is decide that the entire study of geology is a conspiracy and cover-up. Alright, let's watch it.
What if geology is a carefully constructed illusion designed to mislead you?
I'm sorry, you want to roll that from one again?
What if geology is a carefully constructed illusion designed to mislead you?
That's not how science works on the bingo card.
Mislead you. To trap the men and women who seek lives of learning. Illuminated magicians of the
Illuminated magicians.
Illuminati on the bingo card.
Created a world just for you, where you earn Bachelor of Science degrees, doctorates, and postdoctorate, writing papers to each other, winning the approval of your peers.
Science.
Seance.
He thinks science and seance are the same thing because he can make them sound similar if he mispronounces one. Oh, this is bad already. This is bad already, chat.
His accolades are the water in which you
What are flat earthers up to? Pretty much same old, same old. I don't cover them quite as often anymore, just because, like, they haven't done anything new in years. They're kind of just, like, they're just insulated in their own things now. A lot of the bigger flat earthers, there aren't a ton of big ones anymore. It peaked in, like, 2017. But of the ones that exist, some of them have adopted no debate policies for obvious reasons that they have obfuscated by being like, no one's actually listening to us, so it's not worth debating. They're just making fun of us. But in reality, of course, it's because they're wrong. Anyway, it just hasn't been very interesting. They're all kind of on their own channels for the most part. Just, I don't know how else to put this. Just circle jerking. You know how it is. We cover Chris occasionally and some others just because I find Chris interesting. But I don't know, like Nathan Thompson has fallen off the face of the earth. Pun intended. And I don't know what's happened to a lot of the other ones. The Bob guy died. Gonna say this sounds like the opening to Beekman's World. It's a good show.
tread gleefully in decades past. Tomorrow's scientists sit in awe of your vast knowledge of the mundane, vast knowledge of
science,
things no man has witnessed. You confidently preach your doctrine and recite 10-syllable words.
Yeah, the guy who was the 15 degrees per hour, that guy died.
It's becoming reviewed by your peers.
Yet again.
Not realizing you're tangled up and the magician has you firmly under his spell.
To deceive.
Now science has become your religion.
We should have science as a religion on the bingo card.
You're nothing
That comes up a lot.
to worry about now. They've
Audio is this guy's passion. Oh, it's all over the place. I'm very aware.
successfully guarded their secret
I thought my normalizing was bad. Jesus Christ.
for another generation. You've been rendered a non-threat, impotent, docile, weak.
This gives me the vibes of, I don't know if you guys remember this. What is it called? What is the name of it? Power Thirst. It gives me the same vibes as this. Hydrate.
Hey, Do you want to feel so energetic? Try Power Thirst. Energy drinks for people who need gratuitous amounts of energy. With all new flavors like chocolate. Chocolate energy. It's like adding chocolate to an electrical store. Sound the alarm. You're gonna be uncomfortably energetic. What's that? You want strawberry? Well, how about rawberry? Made with lightning. Real lightning. Sports. You'll be good at them. It's an energy drink for men. Energy. These aren't your dad's puns. These are energy puns. Turbo puns. Science, energy, electrolytes, turbo lights, power lights, more lights than your body has room for. You'll be so fast, Mother Nature will be like, slow down. And you'll be like, fuck you, and kick her in the face with your energy legs. You'll have so much energy. Just running all the time. Power running, power lifting, power sleeping, power dating, power eating, power laughing, power spawning babies. You'll have so many babies. 400 babies. Give chocolate to your babies and they'll be good at sports. Make your babies run abnormally fast. They'll run as fast as Kenyans. People will watch them running and think they're Kenyans. They'll race as fast as Kenyans against actual Kenyans, and it'll be a tie and they'll get deported back to Kenya. Hey, go with the sure thing. Don't gamble on your energy. Snake eyes.
Anyway, the editing gives me that energy.
A duck in a world that needs geese, you have become a duck. Exactly what they set out to create.
Exactly what they set out to create.
The Rockefeller education system set out to create not seekers of truth and knowledge, but a follower.
I'm sorry, did you say the Rockefeller education system? Jesus Christ. I understand that a lot of industrialists had a hand in shaping the public education system in America because they wanted to be able to have the government spend money training people in math and writing so they didn't have to train people and it would push down labor costs. But why specifically him? Let's go thinly veiled anti-Semitism on the bingo card. Dahlia Vianney says, 5 seconds, I look away and come back to Power Thirst. And Logarth says, oh, someone got a video toaster.
A boat stabilizer.
For those who don't know, a video toaster was a... oh boy. Early editing software for video on home computers.
Everyone who rocks. These rocks, my friends, these rocks. Imagine yourself 19 years old on your first camping trip with just your friends. It's your first time in the mountains without a guardian. Just you and your friends in the world. Yet curiosity escapes you. Having passed 12 grades of public education, you know so much. Not one of you picks up a rock. One of you picks up...
Not one of you picks up a rock. I mean, I don't know if my curiosity about rocks would be lesser if I had... I'm okay, wait. You think that someone's high school public education is going to make them not want to look at rocks? That is a very specific claim that we could interrogate, but I really don't even know how to begin. What do you say? How do you think there is a correlation between looking at rocks and a high school education? Do you think in school there's a book that says this is what rocks are like, and then you read that book and you go like, I'm done. I never need to investigate a rock again. I don't even want to look at a rock. Okay? The Flintstone comes on the TV, I turn it off. The Flintstones, too close to rocks. You know how many rocks are in the Flintstones? A lot. And John Goodwin's in that movie. Goodwin. Goodman. I'm good at talking today. Here's the point. I don't get the impression that he's thought this through, other than he doesn't like that people are telling him that he thought fool's gold was gold. So he decided to throw a temper tantrum in the form of a very aggressively 90s video. Which I'm enjoying, for the record, but I just don't know if it's getting the message across that he intended. Stephen J. Neptune Man says, is this another rocks aren't rocks conspiracy? I'm actually not sure exactly where he's going to go with this, other than he thinks fool's gold is gold. So we'll see.
Picks up a rock.
One of you
Picks up a rock.
And if you do, you
Incorrect word origin for science equals seance on the bingo card? Yes.
already know all about that rock. You know it was created deep in the earth, and once molten lava, a conglomerate amalgamation of various metals and minerals, some of which were made deep in space, probably during a supernova. Science! And eons of time has passed while this lava eventually cooled and solidified, then rode volcanoes up and earthquakes down, how many times too many to count, and now It rests outside your tent, holding down a tarp, while you roast marshmallows.
Yeah, the geological timescale of the Earth is really long. Billions and billions of years. Just saying this is an absurdly long time isn't an argument when we already have evidence that it is that long. I understand that that might not be intuitive to you, but your intuition is not the bar by which we determine reality and our understanding of it.
Fast forward and look back on a life lived as a duck, and you may realize you have never once objectively looked at, well, anything. We've all been influenced
Hold on.
Well, anything.
Is this gonna turn to a secret furry coming out video? Like, that's fine. I hope that him and his quack Sona, like, I hope he's very happy. I don't know what this has to do with rocks. Leave the geologists alone, goddammit.
We've all been influenced and educated. What should be a life of observation and testing nature, trying to figure things out for yourself, has become a follow-the-leader pattern set on repeat because we know everything. We have all the answers.
This is fucking intense, guys. We literally just told him that it wasn't gold. We just told him he didn't find a secret gold deposit, and this is what's happening.
Courtesy of the elite, who haven't hidden the truth from us. They told us...
Like, I don't want to be this person, but as someone who's spent time video editing in my life, like, this is too much effort. This is far too much effort put into this video. This took hours. Chat. I'm not even talking about the recording. Whatever script he wrote, separate. Just sitting down to edit this took fucking hours of his time. This took at minimum 4 or 5 hours, if I had to guess. Why? Why would you do this?
Exactly what this...
Psychotropic Thunder, thanks for 27 months. This sub-baby's name is going to be... Sony Vegas 12.
Set out to create. Frederick Taylor Gates, business advisor to John D. Rockefeller, who in 1903 founded the General Education Board.
I'm not gonna lie. Even if I was making a satire of a conspiracy video, I don't know if I could place a funnier dramatic key. Let's hear that again.
To John D. Rockefeller, who in 1903 founded the General Education Board.
It's like John Carpenter's in the corner just waiting to... Look, it says, I'm gonna take a wild guess he doesn't have a very active social calendar, or any kind of calendar. Calendars are a lie put forward by the Jesuits! Don't you know?
Wrote in his 1913 book, The Country School of Tomorrow, we shall not try to make these people or any of their children into philosophers, or men of learning, or of science. We are not to raise up from them. We are not to raise up from them. We are not to raise up from among them authors, orators, poets. We shall not search for great artists, painters, musicians. Nor will we cherish even the humbler ambition to raise up from among them lawyers, doctors, politicians, statesmen, of whom we now have ample supply. The former Dean of Education at Queen's University in Canada, Rena Upaitis, described schools as windowless concrete containers, surrounded by barbed wire fences looking more like prisons than schools.
Yes, people often criticize the educational system as it exists in both America and Canada for its shortcomings. You are correct. That, however, does not make it an international conspiracy to misteach people about rocks. I have heard about Time Cube. I've covered Time Cube as much as you can cover Time Cube. I don't know if you can cover Time Cube as much as you can kind of talk in the vicinity of the Time Cube. Because, like, it's kind of it's the kind of thing you can't grasp, you know? Like, literally, it's such an ephemeral, not solid idea that's clearly the product of, like, an unwell mind, that it's like, what are we even talking about? We're not talking about the Time Cube. We're talking about the Time Cube. It's like that Tenacious D song, Tribute. No one can really understand the Time Cube. All we can really try and do is understand others' understanding of the Time Cube. Logard says, upitis, what's the wife... Wait, upitis is what the wife died of in the movie Up. Stephen J. Neptune Man says, I haven't seen much ADHD testing since the New World Order paid announcement videos in, WCW.
Students are for the most part not encouraged to explore, create,
WCW, is that a wrestling thing?
Cultivate independence, but to sit down, listen, and accept at face value whatever is being taught. And look in the mirror. You become a product.
You become
a product. William Harris, he's a believer that the child was the absolute property of government. He said 99 students out of 100 are automata, careful to walk in prescribed paths, careful to follow the prescribed custom.
Did he just say autonoma? Wait.
Are automata.
Automata. Does he not know the word automata?
Careful to walk in prescribed paths, careful to follow the prescribed custom.
This is literally just some weird, creepy... Excuse me, this is literally just an old-timey version of the NPC meme.
This is not an accident, but the result of substantial education, which scientifically defined is the subsumption of the individual. Well, Mr. Harris, Mr. Rockefeller, Mr. Gates, I refuse to be integrated. I refuse to be subsumed. From a very young age, I didn't believe what you were teaching me, so I questioned everything. And while most of the
Logard says, hey, automata with you.
Students only
God damn it.
Played the goose in the childhood game, duck, duck, goose. I remained one. So to the 99 of you out
Idiot thinks they're a genius on the bingo card.
There went on to be...
Let me be clear. Specifically, the criteria for idiot thinks he's a genius, which I could maybe reword better, is they specifically single themselves out as being different from the others. Everyone else is dumb. I'm the 1 out of 100, you NPC cucks, or whatever things they say.
Ducks, walking in your prescribed paths, following the prescribed...
Not duck, duck, goose. Cuck, juice.
Custom. Charles Pierce wrote an essay titled The Fixation of Belief, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, let their passions be enlisted so that they may regard private and unusual opinions with hatred and horror. Because like I said before, they...
What kind of juice? I think everyone likes apple juice.
Told us what they're going to do. You see, any idea today that does not align with the religion of science is feverishly looked at with hatred and horror. Just the very idea of something different is ridiculed. The people are marginalized.
That's not how science works. If you have a competing idea, or if someone has a competing idea, they can bring that forward and that can be studied and tested for falsifiability. That's the process of science. Science is not dogma. Science is, by definition, a way of testing and falsifying things. It's a process of weeding out ideas that are testable and putting forward and continuing ideas that have passed tests of falsifiability. It's not like a set of specific facts. It's a process by which you eliminate possibilities as you test them and learn new information.
They're overwhelmed with opposition and left without a voice. You see, this is all by design. There's obviously something they don't want you to know. It should be obvious to you that all this effort, careful planning, execution, their principles, ideas, their facts, it's obvious that there's some things they do not...
I don't like the term their facts. Their facts. What do you mean their facts? Do you mean facts?
Not want you to know. You should at least be curious what that might be, because it affects us all. Don't be a goose, be a duck, and do what ducks do. Don't make waves, and all your needs will be met. Society will be...
Wait, since when has society met everyone's needs for sitting... No, what? What are you talking about? You think people's needs are met if they fall in line with society? What society do you think we live in? Holy shit!
Be pleased with you, as well as the elite, but my friends. I picked up a rock. I looked at it objectively. I picked up another rock.
And by objectively, of course, he means he subjectively picked up a rock and said, I think that looks like gold, and then decided anyone who said otherwise was lying to him or brainwashed.
I looked at it objectively. I did this over and over again until I realized something.
Holy shit. What if the whole world is just rocks?
We've been lied to. The rocks lead us to a truth, and that's not where they want us. The rocks tell a tale of destruction, and they're also the evidence of the supernatural. This construct we live in, this illusion, is delicately held together and would come unraveling at breakneck speed if it weren't for the magician and, well, you and all the other ducks. Fear of ridicule keeps you in line, and see, society has let me down. An explanation is what I seek. Yet I found something much more profound. I found...
rocks.
They're hiding something.
We're supposed to be seeing something here, apparently. We're supposed to be going, oh my god! Something about this rock! Profane Priestess says, I wish our society worked that way. As a dirty, rotten commie, I do believe everyone's basic needs should be met, regardless of whether or not they can or choose to work. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Workers of the world, unite. Is this memes? It's only memes. What do you mean, is this memes? No, he's crazy. Steve with the Q, thanks for 33 months. JP Black says, quick, get this man in touch with Mud Fossil University guy. Let's not encourage them to meet each other. Is he gonna talk more, or is he just gonna show us rocks? Oh, you're really just gonna keep showing... Oh, there you go. He came back. That was a fabulous rock montage.
Tales of Dragons.
That was the Rocky IV of rock montages.
History and ever-present part of our past, yet here in the present we have dragons ever-present in our lives.
Trying to place a bet in my head on whether or not he means that metaphorically or not, because it's really like... I'm like 60-40 against metaphor, but like, is that just my brain? Have I just dealt with so many crazy people that I really don't know what the average crazy person thinks? Does he mean literal dragons? Or is this a Jordan Peterson metaphor thing? Did he make love to a rock-tumbling robot? I think that would be the best path forward for him, honestly. I think the rock tumbler probably has more in common with him than a human woman.
Games we play on videos, movies we watch, sagas of thrones, and games we laughed as kids as...
Okay, he means literal. That's a shame.
Pete befriended his. You see, the background music of our lives has been carefully composed of dragons in such a way that we look up and see not a dragon, but just a cloud. And
that is a cloud.
As we look down, we don't see the same, but we see the same worthless rock to kick around. But the last laugh won't be ours, you see, for something is on its way, and the tales of old will surely be ours to hold, because this era, this age, won't last forever. It won't just continue to drag on. So, ladies and gentlemen, the eyes to see, have been bestowed upon me, and I ask you to join me, and you too will be one with the eyes to see.
JP Black says, Clued! Become a dragoon, Clued!
What you've missed thus far.
You watched Rocky IV Director's Cut? It's like you like the sci-fi version more? I agree. I also watched the Rocky IV Director's Cut. I would say I definitely like the original Rocky IV better, but if for some reason you were like, I wish the tone of Rocky IV was more in line with Rocky 1 and 2, maybe 3, then alright. Watch the director's cut of Rocky IV. If you want a movie that's fun, watch the theatrical cut. Rocky IV without the robot is no Rocky IV at all. And I know this is a meme. I know this has been beaten to the ground, the Rocky IV robot thing. I'm not memeing. I'm not saying it because Family Guy made a joke about it. I don't even know if they did, but it sounds like the kind of shit they do. People have memed the Rocky IV robot. I understand. This is beyond memes, chat. I am coming to you as sincerely as I can come to anyone with anything. The fact that there is a fucking potentially sapient robot in Rocky IV is one of the best decisions anyone has made in the production of any piece of media in human history. And I will die on this hill. I'll die on this hill like Paulie died on the hill of fucking that robot. Okay. Hydrate.
This world is not what you think it is. Join me.
Gremlins 2 is good. Gremlins 2 is one of the best sequels ever made. I won't even debate it. I won't disrespect the truth of the matter with a debate. You done now? That's a shame. Well, I'm interested to continue keeping an eye on this channel and seeing where he goes moving forward. He's already made a video about how geology is fake, so really sky's the limit. He started at literally the bedrock of things you could consider fake, and maybe he'll just work his way up. So that's fun. MH Darkbeast says it's a cult, and of course, it's Texas. Oh god.
With me.
Oh no, Trump Burger? Oh, they're gonna get sued by Trump. Trump is gonna sue them if they continue this. Do they understand how the law works? I'm even putting aside, obviously this is fucking crazy and weird. But even if it wasn't, this is super probably illegal. Like, you can't just take someone's name and do this, especially if they're already a business person who has a propensity for putting their name in front of things they're a part of. His business is literally licensing his name. It's a big part of it, at least. It used to be. Like, they're gonna get so fucking sued. Think you missed your bits, but have this for when you want something fun? Thank you. What is this? Godzilla Final Wars trailer. I have Godzilla Final Wars. It's like right there. I have it. There's a trailer for the new Godzilla movie coming out. Looks good. And I should specify Toho, not the American ones, though the American ones that they've been making have been entertaining. But the Toho ones are obviously the best.
For lunch at the legendary Trump Burger. And I walked in and I was immediately taken back. It's really funny. I mean, Trump stuff everywhere. The whole
Trump Burger. Angus beef, 2 slices of yellow American, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles, mayo, homemade barbecue sauce. So basically a deluxe with barbecue sauce. I'm surprised they have a vegan burger on the menu. They're a Trump restaurant with a vegan burger. That's shocking to me.
He was centered around Trump. It's really a fun place, man.
What the fuck? What are these brain worms?
And, I mean, look at this. You got the Trump name on the bun, branded. This is a giant burger. It's 2 8-ounce patties and 4 slices of cheese. Wow. Trump burger, I'm gonna give it big thumbs up. It's in Belleville, Texas. You need to get your ass over here and get you a burger. I got the Trump Tower. It's a double meat. It's really big. Thumbs up.
Wow. That is really fucking weird. Oh, dang it, I forgot to bring the thing upstairs I wanted to. I was gonna bring a prop, but I guess it doesn't matter now. Hey guys, you know Clive Barker's movie series? Well, you know, based upon Hellraiser? Do you know that conspiracy theorists think that there's secret messaging in these films? Let's take a look. Hannah mentions cheese on the bingo card. Did I? Did I? Someone else mentioned, if I'm reading off a menu, no, that does not count.
What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton?
This is the opening scene of Hellraiser.
A box.
Hellraiser subtly promotes the agenda of BDSM demons. That's what's crazy to me. Like, do they think any of this is hidden? Like, it's literally just the movie. The movie's about alternate, other dimension beings. The later movies make it that they're just literal demons, but at least, like, the first 2-3 movies, at least the first 2. I'm iffy on the third. I don't remember in the third specifically. But, like, in the first 2 movies at least, they're not, like, literal demons from biblical hell. They're just, like, alternate dimension cosmic horror beings.
Take it. It's yours. It always was.
So I want to touch on this scene right here from the movie Hellraiser that came out during 1987 by Clive Barker, which is a movie filled with occult symbolism. So
I'm aware that they're human. I know that I think is it Hellraiser 3 where we find out that Pinhead was a World War I soldier? I'm aware. Later in the series, they're working for hell, though. Like literal hell from the Bible.
So we see the person who hands Frank the box is not an actual person, but a reptilian shapeshifter.
No! What are you talking about? That is not in the movie anywhere! What the
the symbol next to him that you see on the wall, you know, right here, if you could see my little mouse thingy, it's that of a dragon, which tells you what he is. And this is later shown at the end of the movie.
No! No!
Itself, when the main character Kirsty throws the box, or the lament configuration, which, you know, on the box, I mean, it's, you know, it's a metaphor, which metaphorically is a means to escape the third dimension. And
I mean, in the movie, it's not a metaphor. In the movie, it's a literal thing that lets you open a portal to the hell dimension of that order thing with the labyrinth. I don't know what it's called. I don't know enough Hellraiser things. Hydrate. Stone Corbell says, filled with occult symbolism, it's just literal. There's no symbolism. They're literal supernatural beings from hell. That's what I'm saying. Like, what does he mean metaphorically? That's just literally, it's the MacGuffin in the movie that lets you do that. It's not a metaphor. I mean, like you could say it's a metaphor for something in real life, because in real life the box doesn't exist, but in the movie it is a literal it's a MacGuffin that's used to open a portal to basically hell, another dimension, new galaxy, interplanetary. Anyway, I feel like this is going to be a painful video for me.
And ascend into the fourth. She threw the box into a pit of fire, only for it to be retrieved by a homeless man who is actually a shape-shifting skeletal dragon, or a reptilian that represents death. But back to the beginning scene, when the shapeshifter hands Frank the box, or the lament configuration, which he gave Frank, so Frank could, go beyond, this three-dimensional, world, and open up his third eye. I'm guessing because the third eye directly is linked to the sixth chakra. And the six, number 6 represents
poor understanding of Eastern religion on the bingo card.
The cube.
That's cool, Poetic Fox.
Cube, the box, and when you open up that third eye and empower your sixth chakra,
Profane Priestess with 45 bits says, isn't Barker on record saying he used to be a sex worker and he wrote Hellraiser as an exploration of his interest in BDSM? I actually don't know. I don't know that.
You're in some sense opening, the box and going beyond, the
has occult shit.
created by the Eagles, which too is symbolic. This is also mirrored in the last scene in the movie after the homeless shape-shifting bum takes the box from Kirsty and returns it back to the Arabic country they're in now, where you see the shapeshifter sitting down at. Only to get the box to
You've seen the Hellraiser puzzle box for selling novelty catalogs in the 90s? Yeah, I have one. It's downstairs with some of my other movie collection stuff.
Some other, other man, different person, some other poor soul, that's seeking a way, more to this, more to life, to fill that void within, that we're all born, because everyone born into this matrix that's human, we're cut off from the real world. There's a void within us, so we seek to fill it.
Am I gonna cover Rudy's latest conspiracy? He's preaching QAnon now. I'll have to look into it. I didn't see that.
To get rid of it and to get meaning in life, and that's why people seek.
Okay, so for all the things he's talking about, I haven't seen a bunch of interviews with Clive Barker, so I can't really speak to his authorial intent, but when I look at the Hellraiser series, which is based on his work The Hellbound Heart, and another work he did, Rawhead Rex, which he did not direct, but he did write, it seems to me that Barker has some sort of fascination with the... I almost don't even want to call it body horror. There is an element of body horror in Hellraiser, obviously, but it's more about the psychological horror of not just being mutilated, but being in such a state that pain and sexuality are conflated. Pain and pleasure are so conflated that they're one and the same, right? In Rawhead Rex, there's like it's like a demon. It's not a great movie. It's a fun creature for the movie. And I think a priest gets like peed on or cummed on. It's not clear what the fluid is. It comes out like pee, but it's the consistency and color of not pee. So I guess take that for what you will. Anyway, it seems like he has interest in like the boundaries of, and again, this is pretty explicit in the movie Hellraiser, human sensation, how humans perceive different sensation, people who take these sensational, like, delights to an extreme, to the point that it's horrific to outside observers. Like, this is like text. This isn't even subtext. This is just in the movies. Prakagam says, I'm a little torn about the recent movie, but I kind of like that they made the lament configuration mean more than it used to. I liked the new Hellraiser movie. Look, the Hellraiser franchise has been fucked to death. Like, after Hellraiser 3, it's just trash. It's garbage, right? So I'm fine with a complete reboot, and I liked the reboot on Hulu. Unfortunately, that's under Fox, and now Disney owns Fox, so they own the rights to Hellraiser and that movie, so I'm sure we'll never see a continuation of that, unfortunately, even though it was actually a pretty good reboot.
You know, a way out of this, you know.
Liberals ruined Hellraiser. Prakagam says, don't sit here and tell me you didn't like Pinhead in space. Not as good as Leprechaun in space. Not as good as Leprechaun in space. M.H. Darkbeast says, Clive Barker hates the Rawhead Rex movie because the monster was supposed to actually have a cock for a head, but the studio was against that. I kinda dig Rawhead Rex even if it's schlock. Yeah, thus the name. Rawhead. His head's supposed to be a cock.
This matrix and three-dimensional prison, you know, to ascend, you know, beyond the third dimension and become something more, you know, to have a real meaningful life that you'll never have inside this matrix unless you're some NPC or slave, you know.
Matrix on the bingo card.
But for those of us who are legit, you know, I mean, we need, you know, I mean, a slave life is not a life that we want. We want something more, you know, more than...
Video's kind of quiet. I thought so. Let me turn it up real quick for you guys.
You know, more to being, you know, we want to become something more than just prisoners. But, you know, but if we continue to stay here, though, we may just become slaves or Cenobites or, you know, or green men, frogs, whatever. But anyways, though, I want
reptilians on the bingo card.
You guys too.
Which I guess would have been already. He already mentioned the reptilian shapeshifter thing, but I don't think I said it.
You see here at the end. So I want to show you guys this scene here when the bum this is the part where Kirsty throws the box into a pit of fire. And it's retrieved by this homeless man who shapeshifts into a dragon.
I remember that now.
So here it is.
I gave a look earlier when he said that like it wasn't true, but no, that absolutely happens. I forgot.
So yeah, this scene right here, do you see the two roaches right next to the cube? So again, this symbolizes that you're in the Hotel California or the Roach Hotel.
What?
Check in, but you don't leave. You can never leave. In the song Hotel California.
Does Hotel California have like an actual ethereal meaning? I guess I always assumed it was like drug addiction, but that's just like what I read out of it myself. I don't know if there was like an actual reason. Not that it matters. It certainly wasn't this.
You know, by the Eagles. They speak of a man seeking guidance, seeking a way to the light. A light that they do not know. A light that could be to them heaven or hell. They are guided to this light by the staff of the Hotel California, only to be led deeper and deeper within the labyrinth, to where they eventually go into the master's chamber, where they will realize the truth to the Hotel California. You know, they'll realize the truth to the world that they live in. They do not like what they see, so they try to run away, run back to that place they were before, only for the Nightman or the staff of the Hotel California.
Nightman. Dayman. Oh, fighter of the Nightman.
To tell them to relax, you're programmed to receive. You could check out
It's a metaphor, it can be many things. I understand. I was asking if the, like, writer of the song had one specific intent. I understand that you can read many things out of one piece of any media.
Anytime you like, but you can never leave. Meaning that you're born into the Hotel California, i.e. Plato's cave allegory, or into the Matrix. You're born into the lobby of the Hotel California, and the exit out has always been there, and you were once capable of reaching it before you delved deeper into the hotel itself, to where you eventually got to the master's chamber and became lost.
Juggle.
The red flags on your journey to the master's chamber was always telling you that the master was a phony, that the Hotel California is a lie. But you ignored these red flags due to the luxuries that the Hotel California brought you. You're a lot like that frog in a boiling pot of hot water, comfortable to begin with. And those who placed you in that pot...
I'm pretty sure the frog hot water thing's a myth, by the way. I'm pretty sure that's a myth. I think that's like an idiom, an old wives' tale, but it's not true. If you put a frog in a pot and you heat it up slowly, it can feel temperature, to my understanding. Like, it's not gonna let you fucking kill it. If you were trying to boil frogs like a psycho, you'd be better off having it boiling already and then drop the frog in, and then it would, like, immediately go into shock and die, probably.
Give you comfort to keep you in, so you don't jump out. Until a ship boils over. And
Willie Love Stuff says, I don't know, I just know that the local radio station has an ad that plays with an ad for a mega church where the preacher quotes Hotel California and says that it's hell, and that's why you need to go to church. They're making really weird decisions trying to get people back into churches, huh? Like, I know regular church going is at, like, its lowest level in a really long time in the United States. But, like, I feel like they're doing all the wrong things to try and get people to come back. Like, have you considered not being bigoted? And to be clear, I know there are churches that are, you know, progressive in terms of allowing people within them. But, like, talking about the ones that don't, I'm just saying, it's not gonna help.
And you're born into the pot, or into, you know, slash, or into this matrix, so you don't know any better. The pot, i.e. the matrix, is designed to keep you from realizing the real world outside of it, to keep you from realizing and understanding the true nature of consciousness. Which consciousness itself can be equated to water. Brahma's waters, or Brahma's fountain of youth. Since
this guy
you're
does
cut
sound high. I know someone else said it, but this guy sounds so fucking baked.
From this understanding, you are not aware of how consciousness or water works. You do not know how to swim, those who do not gain physical immortality. You don't know how to navigate through those waters and drink from them. But not to the point to where you would you know, drown, drink too much. Or by the time you eventually begin to learn how to swim, you're already halfway cooked. In some cases, you know, by the time some people anyways, learn how to swim, they're already halfway cooked. And then eventually they're turned into frogs, or the green man. So the boiling frog metaphor. You're not originally...
I thought you said they were already frogs and that's why they could be boiled. But they're becoming frogs through being boiled? I'm confused. Marcus Drake says Glenn Beck did that live on Fox and the frog dropped in a boiling water pot did indeed die.
The frog, you know, you're a human being, but the frog is what they want to turn you into. So the word frog also ties into the word nog, you know, which is oftentimes a derogatory term used against black people.
Alright, done with this video. God fucking damn it. Let's see what Bob's been up to. Chitara says the Green Man flashes back to Armored Skeptic's ramblings. Let's actually take a look at the bingo card before we move forward. We had Illuminati with the illuminated things. We had reptilians. We had idiot thinks they're a genius. And spurious symbology. Incorrect word origin is evidence. Race, no, we didn't have the racist disbelief of historical achievements yet, I don't think. What else? Did we have aliens? We had reptilians. I don't think we had aliens yet. Let's take a look at page 2. Thinly veiled anti-Semitism. That's not how science works. Sheeple, he did show a sheep, I'll count it. Did he say satanic at any point? I don't think it was enough that it was Dies of Laughter. If it was Dies of Laughter, I'd be fucking crying. Okay, I think that's it, unless someone else mentions anything. Shilling for Fool's Gold. Oh shit, I did mention the Blu-ray collection. God damn it. You guys play me like a fiddle. Okay, so Bob Larson. For those who aren't familiar with Bob Larson, whom I've covered before, he has been in the spiritual, woo-woo, nonsense grifter game for decades. He used to shill stuff on direct-to-VHS. He currently does a thing where he basically goes to different Holiday Inns around the country, rents out their conference room, and has people come in, and he exorcises their demons. You might notice he's wearing a Catholic priest outfit in this. I should be clear about something. Bob is not Catholic. He is not a Catholic priest. He has no affiliation with the Catholic Church in any way, shape, or form. I really can't state this in any way that doesn't sound stupid. He's wearing it like a costume because that's what the guys wore in the movie The Exorcist. Like, I can't make it not sound stupid because it is stupid and that's the reason. People have seen the movie The Exorcist, and this is what they assume exorcists look like. So he dresses like a Catholic priest, even though he's not Catholic, nor a priest affiliated with the Catholic Church. Alright, he's gonna tell us how to deal with ghosts.
Do you live in a haunted house?
No, I do not. Nor does anyone else, because ghosts aren't real.
Do inexplicable things happen? Stairs creak. You hear footsteps in the hall. Doors or drawers open and close when no one is there.
Oh my god, are you telling me that sometimes old houses shift and there's noises, and sometimes cupboards, cabinets, drawers, etc. can be misbalanced in such a way that they open themselves? Literally in the room over there that you guys don't know about, because all you know about is this right here within the frame. There is a drawer that continually rolls open. I've seen it do it. It's not a ghost. It's physics. It's how physics works.
There, shadows appear out the corner of your eyes. Figures stand at the foot of your bed.
That's a thing called sleep paralysis. It's a well-documented phenomena. It's not ghosts or aliens abducting you. You are effectively in a dream state while awake. You can see basically what are hallucinations, and also you can be like locked in. Like you feel paralyzed, you can't move, but you see something horrifying, whether it's an alien or like a shadow being or a ghost, a demon, whatever. This is like a known thing. It's not supernatural, it's psychological. Hydrate.
You get the sense that whatever is there isn't friendly. I could list many other paranormal phenomena that...
I don't even understand how he thinks ghosts are supposed to fit into his religion. He's a Protestant, right? If you're Christian, what do you think ghosts are? Because ghosts are supposed to be like the spirits of the dead, but in Christianity, you're supposed to either go to heaven or hell, or purgatory if you're Catholic and think that's a thing. Like, ghosts aren't a thing in Christianity. Logarth says, I like believing in ghosts. Like, I like watching a horror movie in the moment it releases brain chemicals and it's fun. Well, sure. Like, movies and fiction require a buy-in, a suspension of disbelief. Like, you know, I already mentioned Blu-rays, so why not? Like, you know, I don't know, what's this one? If I'm watching Godzilla in 1984... you know, part of my brain is giving, like, okay, imagine if a giant fucking reptile lizard thing existed and stormed Tokyo. Like, I get it. There is a buy-in, but there's a difference between, like, suspension of disbelief for fiction and believing things in real life.
That make people think their house, apartment, or other living arrangement has an otherworldly presence. Sometimes that unknown entity seems mischievous, other times threatening. How did your house become haunted? And what do you do about it? You're not alone. Millions of people, stretching across millennia, have felt like they were being stalked by a discarnate being or essence.
I don't know if you know this, but mental illness is also pretty common in humans. Just if we're going back millennia, especially untreated mental illness, considering the entire concept of mental illness only became a thing that we know existed, like, in the past century and a half, tops? I'm being real generous. I'm being real generous with that number. Logarth says, so you're saying he's a man of the whole cloth. Got him. Lily Lovestuff says, in my cult, my mom was in ghosts were demons, but so was astrology, depression, any other kind of mental illness. It's why she wanted to have my sister exorcised. Oof.
Dismiss the idea that ghosts are disembodied spirits with unfinished...
Oh, nope, he's gonna do it. He's gonna say they're demons. Altered Undying says, my favorite ghost story is that at the top of the staircase, a shadow would appear, and they found out someone used a different type of paint and it caused a shadow at the right angle. I actually remember that. That's from a reality show. A really interesting reality show where it was like a ghost hunting show, but they would also bring in a repairman, like a handyman, basically, who would explain all the things they were experiencing naturalistically. Like, for instance, one person was like, oh my god, the TV in the other room turns on randomly, and the person had to explain to them, hey, so you have a universal remote in this room, so if you turn on the TV in here, it's possible it's turning on the one over there. Is that the one Ralph the Movie Maker covered? Did he cover that one? I'm actually not sure. I think so. Jenny definitely did one.
Business on Earth, they aren't the departed who haven't yet passed over to the so-called others.
Is this B-roll, or did he have, like, a woman he knew, or I guess anyone with long hair, do this in front of a green screen? Because it kind of looks like B-roll, but it doesn't look like very professional B-roll, so it kind of looks like homemade B-roll.
Side. Hebrews 9:27 says we die once and then immediately face judgment, so whatever is hanging around you, is it a deceased loved one or a wandering soul seeking rest like the sprites of Dickens' Christmas Carol? If it is real and not your imagination, it's a demon. That's biblically certain, but how did it get the right to haunt you? Well, there are three main reasons.
Are you going to use sovereign citizen tactics against the demons? I don't want to contract with you, demons.
You may be oppressed by a demon that acts and looks like a ghost. Number one, The ghost is following you because of generational evil.
What the fuck does... Okay, I know what this is gonna mean. He's gonna mean, like, did one of your ancestors do anything that I can vaguely deem unchristian? Like, were one of your... I know he specifically said before, like, some people's family came from Haiti, and he was, like, doing an quote-unquote exorcism, and the demon was, of course, with this person because her ancestors had done, voodoo, and of course that's demons, because anything that isn't something Protestant Christians understand, it's gotta be demons.
You are being haunted by a curse, a bloodline evil coming from an...
So that's not a thing that exists? It's not a thing.
Ancestor. That forebear committed a grievous sin, and the consequences passed on to you, creating a vulnerability for demonic attack. In this case, you prevent the haunting by breaking the curses of your ancestors, especially any that you know were involved in the occult. Renounce their sins of witchcraft and remove Satan's right to send a haunting spirit. Number 2. A ghost could be haunting you because the building or residence you are in was previously inhabited by someone evil.
That's a poltergeist, not a ghost. I learned that from the film Poltergeist. Logarth says, this sounds like the plot to a Diablo expansion. I don't know enough about Diablo to say anything about that.
There may have been demonic...
Poltergeist is a Tobe Hooper movie, but, like, it really feels like a Steven Spielberg movie. And I know that Spielberg produced it, but it really feels like he directed it.
Rituals in the house. The former owner-occupant could have practiced false religions, idolatry, or the New Age, and did rituals...
And to be clear, I love Tobe Hooper.
...in the building. I also find hauntings to be common when a prior resident committed suicide. An act of...
How many people live in a house built in the 70s? The house I bought was built in the 1930s. 1933, I want to say.
Violence or murder. Drug usage or sexual perversion also opens doors to hauntings. Blessing the house...
Define sexual perversion. Like, if I'm having fun, is it perversion?
House with holy oil, holy water, or deliverance prayers by someone knowledgeable about deliverance ministry may banish the ghosts. And number 3, you may be the problem. The right of discarnate entities to spook you is because of demons inside your own soul. Evil spirits on the outside acquired the right of haunting because they attach to internalized...
Why do they have rules like vampires? Like, vampires need to be invited in. Why do ghosts? Isn't a whole ghost thing that they can go through walls? What is this, like, magic barrier shit? Chromatic Cuttlefish says, a poltergeist is a ghost. It literally translates from German as noisy ghost spirit. I'm going by Tobe Hooper rules.
Evil.
The only way I can have context for reality is films. Don't you understand? I'm an introvert.
Inside your mind. You need an exorcism.
No, not vampires on the bingo. They have to say it, not me.
To cast the demons out of you. A competent exorcist will also demand that all the other demons tormenting you are banished at the same time. Ghosts, hauntings, and house cleansings are topics you may want to investigate further if the matter is not resolved by the advice I've given.
Genuinely, I do not think that the film The Exorcist nor its sequels were worth the fact that it literally brought back beliefs in exorcism. I don't know if you guys know this, but, like, exorcism was considered, like, an archaic bullshit thing, like, by the 70s. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there were some fringe evangelical sects that were doing stuff, I understand. But, like, Catholics hadn't seen exorcism as, like, a real thing for quite a while prior to the 70s and The Exorcist coming out. And then The Exorcist came out, and a bunch of people were like, oh, I saw that in a movie, so that's probably a thing I should take seriously. And that's been really, really, really unfortunate. Am I satanic panicking right now? No. I'm saying it's unfortunate that people's brains are so warped that we see a movie about something and assume, oh, well, that must be a thing then. Overthought says, okay, but what if you buy stuff at a haunted house's yard sale? If I beg enough of it, rather, if I buy enough of it, do we get a gift? Do we get a ship of Theseus ghost situation? That's a good question. We need to do some applied metaphysics experimentation.
A personal encounter with me or a ministry associate will help to further explore why you're being haunted. But know this, you do not have to dread things that go bump in the night.
That's a Halloween
if a
costume.
Haunting is real, not just your fears or imagination, these unfriendly evil spirits are no match for the power of Jesus Christ. 1 John 4:4 declares,
why doesn't Jesus just stop them then? That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
He who is in you is greater.
Jesus sitting in heaven, just waiting, I guess, for whatever time he's planning on going down. I don't know if his alarm didn't go off or he overslept or whatever. Just up there waiting like, oh, all those demons doing generational curses. I sure wish I could do something about it as the all-powerful, all-knowing God of the universe. Lily Love Stuff says, so my mom's second husband is Muslim, but where he is from, they practice a form of Islam heavily influenced by traditional West African religions, so he would do various rituals and wears protective charms and things like that. And yes, my mom said it was demonic. I don't know why their marriage lasted as long as they did. Oh my. That's interesting.
Than he who is in the world. Put another way, when applied to the realm of ghostly hauntings, Christ in you is greater than the unfriendly ghost.
Oh, so you're cool with, like, spiritual entities setting up shop in my body. You just want it to be your particular spiritual demigod entity. That seems a little unfair, right? What if I'd prefer a demon? What if I'd prefer a demon inside of me than Jesus?
In your house.
Your financial support and prayers make it possible for us to bring hope for the hurting and
wow, and immediately call to action to donate to his quote-unquote ministry. That's on brand. You can be a demon? Bring these... No. I'm gonna call that Hannah Flirts with Baja on the bingo card. I didn't say what I was gonna say, but I was gonna say something. I think that's close enough. Sorry, I'm just trying to find... Was there any specific one? This one was pretty brief. I'm sure you guys saw the video of this lady. Yeah, we can go over the card. One sec. Only reputable source is the Bible. Thank you for 15 months. Appreciate it. Hannah Flirts with Baja. Race. Wait, did we have racist? No, not yet. We didn't have that one actually. Well, we haven't gotten, like, anything since last time, have we? Satanic. By the way, guys, I locked the background element, so I won't be moving it anymore. So that's good. Let's say expert is a ridiculous job title field of expertise for Bob Larson. I think that's it. Anyway, I'm sure you saw this video, this woman having some kind of delusion. I don't know what it is. Obviously, she needs some help, to be clear. But she thinks that she sees something in the back of this plane that isn't there. Anyway, conspiracy theorists have taken this and run with it, because of course they have.
This woman claims she saw a shapeshifter on the plane and someone else on board agreed with her.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either
I've seen this episode of The Twilight Zone.
believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two
Nightmare at 666,000 feet.
fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
The person she's talking to is the man in the green sweatshirt on the top left of your screen. He immediately demanded to get off of the plane as soon as she encountered this man before they took off. And I know what you're thinking, this sounds wild, but another man came out explaining his encounter with this person.
I was on that flight. It was
No, we didn't have Mark of the Beast yet.
American Airlines. We were leaving Dallas.
Oh god, is this just some random guy who's saying he was on the plane to cause shit on TikTok by saying like, oh no, I was there and I believe her, I also saw the shapeshifter. People are dog shit. Holy fuck. Don't go on the internet and say things to rile up conspiracy theorists. They have enough fucking mental health issues without you playing into their delusions for clout, you fucking loser. I Might Be the Laughing Man says, even people who haven't seen The Twilight Zone have seen this episode of The Twilight Zone. Where's William Shatner? I was waiting for John Lithgow.
Fort Worth.
I cast thee back to hell.
To hell!
I cast thee back to hell.
To hell!
I cast thee back to hell.
Oh, where did we go? There it is.
I was sitting in the left aisle, about 3 rows.
Marcel says, actually, I was there too, and I clearly saw that second man not seeing the other man. Ooh, it's like a Phil Collins In the Air Tonight, I saw you seeing something thing.
Back from this woman. She was sitting in the right aisle, and she had this very interesting exchange with some dude in a hoodie. What I remember is she was having like a full-blown conversation with this dude in the hoodie. I'll call him the hoodie guy. She was having a full-blown conversation with hoodie guy. The weird thing was that he never once said a fucking word to her the whole time. And at the time, I don't know, I wasn't really thinking about it. But it was like it's like she would say something and he like would respond, but there was no exchange.
This guy fucking sucks. Seriously, I'm not kidding. People like this piss me off. I understand that we look at a lot of people on here, some of whom are probably vulnerable people who genuinely need help, and I express that regularly. If you're going out here and doing this shit, fuck you. You're an evil fucker. If you're out here, like, if you're out here trying to play into people's delusions, if you're out here being like, oh yeah, let me corroborate this thing that a bunch of people who have schizophrenia believe, fuck you. People who are delusional need help. They do not need little shit stains on the internet riling them up with this fucking nonsense.
Change happening. It was just her getting more and more frantic. Which, okay, if she's drunk and she's going crazy, then you would think the dude in the hoodie would have been like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? But he was just like dead locked on her, like deep eye contact with her, like I don't want to feed into the conspiracies here, but like almost.
I don't want to feed into the conspiracies here, but here's a whole fucking video I'm gonna spread around in order to pretend that I am a witness to this supernatural event. You are taking advantage of a woman who clearly was having some sort of mental health crisis. How do you fucking live with yourself? Oh my god, these people.
It's like she was like in a hypnosis type of thing. She didn't seem drunk to me, by the way. Just throwing that out there. I didn't see her drink. I mean, she seemed totally normal to me up until that point. The weird thing was, after she left the plane, the dude in the hoodie, which the flight attendant was like, did anything happen? And he still didn't say a word. He just went like, and like shrugged.
Genuinely, like, I'm just saying, like, if the internet, like, found this guy's employer and was like, hey, look at this shit this guy's doing, he would deserve it. He would absolutely deserve that shit.
The dude...
Don't do that. Don't ever take action towards anyone. To be clear, I never tell anyone to do anything. It pisses me off. It pisses me off when people go out there and do shit like this.
In the hoodie, like, looked around the plane, and he looked back.
No, I'm not even doing a wink-wink thing. I'm serious.
Me?
Mr. Whiskers says, seem totally normal. Half telepathic conversations are normal, right?
And he winked at me. And again, I didn't quite register it. I was like, okay, what the fuck was that about? I was like, maybe he's just being like an ass, like winking. Like, that was weird, wasn't it? But now that I look back, I realized that when he winked at me, and it was his left eye looking back at me, it didn't wink like this. It winked like this.
God, what a fucking asshole. Hate people.
It's too late. This was...
Seem totally normal. Half telepathic conversations are normal, right? Apparently.
Was in the eastern sky this morning. This is the actual clouds and the sky itself. You can...
No, this isn't Orb Lady. This is Gina.
You can see that there are enormous structures there. There is something cloaked in the clouds. It's too late. It's too late. They're here, and they're in the sky. There appears to be like a massive grid.
Oh, she seems stressed out. That's not good. Forrest Espion says, hey Hannah, here's a YouTube channel with a crazy Christian who thinks everything is demonic. Also has a lot of subs, and here he is freaking out of a ghost, or out of a girl choosing Durfitin Satanist something. I don't know what the fuck that is supposed to be. Dad! Yeah, I think you sent me. Did I get sent this guy already? I did. I saved him.
And these ships that are up there, they look like they're interlocking. They're in great big gigantic structures. Sometimes they'll look like they're buildings, but it's too late. It doesn't matter whether or not you're in denial. It's not going to change a thing. It doesn't matter whether or not you don't believe in like UFOs, otherworldly things up there in the sky. It doesn't matter because it's too late. They are here. They are cloaked in the clouds. These are not normal clouds that you're seeing in the sky. There are structures. There are ships. There.
When I say Gina's more terrified or fascinated, that's what's concerning me, is normally she seems more fascinated. She normally doesn't seem distressed by the things she talks about, which is one of the reasons it's fun to watch Gina, is because she's a conspiracy theorist that believes in aliens and stuff, but normally she doesn't seem to be scared of it or think it's a bad thing. It seems like she just kind of has the attitude of like, ooh, aliens, isn't that interesting, y'all? She seems scared here. And that's really, really unfortunate and concerning to me.
There's all kinds of things, you all. It looks like there is some type of a grid. There is cloaking technology.
Believe sci-fi technology exists on the bingo card, as well as aliens. Devil Summoner Marie says aliens hiding in fake clouds. Someone watch Nope. Good movie. Good movie.
That uses a grid-like pattern to hide the ships that are in the clouds. And They have the ability to interlock with one another. Kind of think about Tetrix. Like
Tetrix?
Legos and things like that. It's too late, and it doesn't matter whether or not...
If the ships combine and make a flat horizon on the top, do all the ships disappear?
You believe in UFOs. It's too late. They're here. We should not be seeing something like this in the sky. This is not an effect of the camera. You can
doesn't understand how cameras work on the bingo card.
See right here. It's not normal. It's not normal at all. There is something cloaked up here in the sky. This is an unfiltered image of it, but it's still there. It's still there. If it wasn't in the sky, it would not be showing up on the camera.
You can tell because of the way it is. Mr. Whiskers says it's totally not a digital camera at full zoom on a distant object. Jake Thoney says, by the way, Gina is now deliberately messing with contrast and brightness.
They're cloaked in the clouds. This is from a distance. Clouds should not look like they have big long ships in them, big long white ships. And straight edges. Let's do like this. Try to get it centered. That's not a cloud, this great big white ship. These are not normal clouds. There is an enormous structure.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to be looking at here. It just all looks like blur to me. GamerG says, nobody showed Gina Dwarf Fortress screenshots before the redesign. The circles mean aliens, and the numbered words are their messages to us. Reno Redhead, thanks for 34 months, says almost 3 years.
In the background. Like a massive, massive ship. You can see the smaller white ones. Look how they're... It's like a grid-like thing, also taking...
Oh.
That's happening up there, you all. This is
she's looking at a screen door effect and thinking that it's part of the image.
Not normal.
That's not good. Jake Thoney says, I bet she's going to mention the crows.
It reminds me of the cubes also. Look at this. Look how this is...
Yeah, it doesn't understand how cameras work.
It's got like... It reminds me of the cubes that you can see on NASA. See, these are individual cubes with little grid patterns in them, like a graph. And then look, you have this smooth spot right there. This is the sky. And there is something going on. We should not be seeing this. These pieces don't even add up. They don't. Is Earth already occupied by a higher species? Look at this. It looks like there's ships up there. And we can't see clearly because it's being obscured. Let me say, Gina, honey, I can't see nothing. Well, there's something up there. It's like a long ship over here. Cloaked. They're really good at cloaking and hiding themselves.
Well, this is concerning to me. This is the worst I've ever seen Gina. Like, Gina's normally, like, one that we look at for fun. Like, oh, she's kooky. She definitely has some misapprehensions about reality. But she never seemed scared before. So that's really unfortunate. I'll keep an eye and see how she's doing. I'll let you guys know. Oof. Gina.
Check this out. On July 8th, 99% of the world is lit up.
Happening right now across the globe. As of about 3 minutes ago, 7:15 Eastern Time, 99% of the entire world's population is facing the sun. That means we're all experiencing some degree of sunlight at the exact same time, either full daylight or, for a lot of other folks, twilight. If you look at the map right there, just the Pacific
I assume most of you saw this.
Islands and Australia, the Australian region.
Is this literally going to come down to they don't understand the vast majority of people live in the northern hemisphere? Is that going to be the main point of conjecture here, is they don't understand population grouping and the fact that the dark parts are mainly over the ocean?
Are fully in the dark. 99% of the world.
And California. Poor California. You know what, though? What a cool phenomenon.
One thing to bring us all together, literally to bring all of us together, because at
the music I'll remove before it goes to YouTube, it's fine.
This moment, I'm talking right now, 7:15, 99% of the population of the Earth is in some sort of daylight or sunlight. Now, this is due to the fact that the Earth has a tilt to it, 23.5 degrees, so it's the way it's rotating around the sun and the way it's orbiting in general.
Wait a minute, I've been told by conspiracy theorists that it's 33.3 degrees. Are you telling me that they've been lying to me in order to make it seem like science is satanic?
But
or Freemasons?
Right now, at this time in the calendar year, this doesn't happen every day. This only happens today, and it only happens right now. 7.68 billion people are in daylight or in twilight. The only spots that are not in daylight right now are Australia, Papua New Guinea, and New Zealand. Outside of that, the rest of the world is in daylight. You like that?
Let's make a model and see what's going on. Okay, here's our globe model, and there's our sun down there.
Well, I already see part of the issue. You didn't put it on a slant, I don't think.
Now let's set the right degree of...
Okay, you're gonna do it? Okay, let's find out.
Okay, here's our globe. We're gonna set it up at 19 degrees. Because that's where it should be on July 8th.
To be clear, I don't know if any of the thing he just said is true.
Okay, so here's the sun shining on the globe at 19 degrees. Now let's take California and put it in the dark.
Pretty sure California's still a little too bright there, but okay.
And now let's trace the line of the sun.
Sir, do you think that the conditions in your basement are the same as the conditions in space? Do you think that the spotlight you used works the same as the sun? Did you actually measure, and I don't know, did you actually measure the correct distance? Because I'm very much doubting that the thing you're using as the light is the correct size or distance relative to where you are, because if it was, it wouldn't be in the same room.
Just make sure we don't turn the globe.
That's actually the truth. Space is a giant basement. We actually all live in a conspiracy theorist's basement. It's conspiracy theorist basements all the way down. He also lives on a planet that's in a different, bigger conspiracy theorist basement.
Okay, now let's turn the light on and take a look. Okay, so the orange line is where the, right there. And all that land is lit up. Should be lit up.
The public education system has failed so thoroughly. Please start paying teachers more so we can attract more teachers with good qualifications and an actual want to, like, teach children. Holy fucking shit. We're doomed. Chitara says, I also don't think that some people understand how small the Earth is compared to the Sun. The Sun is 100 times larger than the Earth by diameter alone. Yeah, the scale of this is all sorts of fucked. Hannah's exasperated on the bingo card. Correct, I did put my head in my hands, so true.
All this land should be lit up, but it's not.
Once again, the sun is the biggest thing in the solar system. By a lot. It's why it's the solar system, because it's at the center and we're all going around it, right? None of the things you set up are to correct scale, whether it be in terms of size or distance. Please stop. Please stop thinking that you have solved some big secret conspiracy to hide the shape of the Earth. They're not hiding that. I assure you. Out of all the things that are not hidden, the shape of the Earth is hidden the least.
Except for Australia and New Zealand down here. So that's not working. Check out all the land that doesn't line up on the globe. After Russia.
Is he aware that you could just, like, you could probably look up YouTube videos of this happening? Like, I imagine there are people, fuck it, even, you could have with flat earthers. I know there are Australian flat earthers. You could have gotten someone in, like, Nevada in the United States who's a flat earther and get on a phone call with a flat earther from Australia, and that day they could have both been like, yep, it's sunny here, or at least twilight, and also sunny there. Like, that's something that's easily verifiable.
Russia, most of Asia, Mongolia, half of India, Thailand, Philippines. That's a pretty big, huge spot that's not lit. Okay, so here we are on a flat Earth map, and 11 o'clock is like universal time is somewhere around here. Okay, so let's put our...
Mr. Whiskers says, but they control time too. We can't be sure of anything, Hannah. Yes, the phone call is from the future. I've seen Doctor Who.
11 o'clock, and let's put California in the dark, and there you go. Look at it, works pretty good.
Sir, if that were the case, that would be the case every day. Like, that would have to be the case every single day then, but it's not, because the way that the world works isn't a flat Earth. Stone Corbell says, sound balancing, can't hear you.
Everything's lit up.
They do like their music.
Australia and New Zealand, just like it's supposed to be. It works pretty well. That's pretty awesome. And I don't see any other way how you're going to explain this one.
If I think Doctor Who has phone calls from the future, you should see John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. I actually can now. Someone got it for me. I should actually point this out. There was someone... Where did I put the note? I know I had one of the notes somewhere so I could say thank you. Someone sent me multiple things from my Blu-ray DVD wish list in the last, like, month or so, including, but not limited to, The Manchurian Candidate, along with some other films, so thank you very much. to the person who did that. I remember your actual name, but I'm obviously not going to dox you. But thank you, whatever your internet username was. Flat Earthers. Absolutely nuts. The original Manchurian Candidate or the remake? The original. At least I believe so. It's the one from like the 70s or the 60s. Forget which decade that came out in.
It's time that the New Age spiritual community stop worshipping Metatron's cube. Stop getting it tattooed on you, stop wearing the pendant. I'm gonna tell you exactly why. And no, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. I'm just trying to...
Not religious. Spiritual. Which means I'm religious, but without any piety to even, like, correct me when I say something really fucking crazy. Protestantism was a mistake.
To you, different side of the coin.
Which lightsaber's my favorite? Mace Windu's. Yes, for the stupid reason you think purple.
Metatron's cube, or the number 8, 6, or 8, depending on how...
Metatron? Sounds like a transformer. Is there a Metatron? I know there's a Megatron. There should be a Metatron.
you read the geometry of it, is a sign of infinity. See, but the thing is, the infinity symbol is not the natural state of the universe.
The infinity symbol is a symbol? So I don't know what that even means. The state of the universe? It's the universe. It's not any kind of symbol. What are you talking about?
Why do you think the snake is eating its own tail? It's eating its own energy. This is a black and white hole system. Now, the CIA does have a document describing how this universe is made up of a black and white hole system. You can find this video on my TikTok as well. Don't believe me? The torus field is linked to the black hole. This is actually from NASA. Magnetic fields may be the key to black hole activity. You can also find...
guys, she knows physics better than any scientist. She read an article from NASA.
Metatron's cube on Saturn. This is real. Saturn has a hexagon on the tippy top of it.
No? It has some kind of swirling pattern? Why do you think that that's a hexagon?
Or cube, if that's what you want to call it.
It's not that. It's not even close to that.
Now, Saturn is the planet of karma and time.
Metatron was the name of the Alan Rickman character in Dogma. Name of an angel, Metatron. Is that biblical, or was that one of the famous biblical fan fictions that became canon?
Lessons. Why do we as a society worship a boxed-in, caged-in geometry of a snake eating its own tail and a cube?
Ouroboros.
It's almost as if we're constantly repeating our karma. It's evident enough.
Saturn hexagon. Let's take a look. Oh my god, it does. Thank you. I appreciate when people correct me, at least immediately, so I could admit, like, oh, I was wrong, I didn't know that thing. Thank you. Let's take a look. Saturn hexagon is a persistent, approximately hexagonal cloud pattern around the north pole of the planet Saturn. The sides of the hexagon are blank, 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 blank. Saturn's hexagon was discovered using the Voyager mission, during the Voyager mission in 1981, and was later revisited by the Cassini Huygens in 2006. During the Cassini mission, the hexagon changed from a mostly blue color to a more golden color. Saturn's south pole does not have a hexagon. As verified by Hubble's observations, it does, however, have a vortex, and there is a vortex inside the northern hexagon. Multiple hypotheses for the hexagonal cloud pattern have been developed. One hypothesis, developed at Oxford University, is that the hexagon forms where there is a steep latitudinal gradient in the speed of the atmospheric winds in Saturn's atmosphere. Similar regular shapes were created in the laboratory when a circular tank of liquid was rotated at different speeds at its center and periphery. The most common shape was 6-sided, but the shapes with 3 to 8 sides were also produced. The shapes formed an area of turbulent flow between the two different rotating fluid bodies with dissimilar speeds. A number of stable vortices of similar size form on the slower, southern side of the fluid boundary, and these interact with each other to space themselves out evenly around the perimeter. The presence of these vortices influence the boundary to move northward, where each is present and gives rise to the polygon effect. Polygons do not form at wind boundaries unless the speed differential and viscosity parameters are within certain margins, and so are not present at other likely places, such as Saturn's south pole or the poles of Jupiter. Other researchers claim that the lab studies exhibit vortex streets, a series of spiraling vortices not observed in Saturn's hexagon. Simulations show that a shallow, slow, localized meandering jet stream in the same direction as Saturn's prevailing clouds are able to match the observed behavior of Saturn's hexagon with the same boundary, stability. Well, there we go. I have successfully corrected the mistake that I made. Where was the video we were on? She was around here somewhere. There she was.
Enough that Saturn has a cube on it, and Saturn is responsible for karma and lessons. Not only that,
let's see. Devil Summoner Marie says Metatron is a figure in Catholicism and Gnosticism. When the prophet Elisha was brought up to heaven, when he was still alive, he became Metatron, the will of God himself. First name Bunch of Numbers says the hexagon is real and extremely cool. It's caused by different wind speeds on different parts of the planet and the way they interact when they meet. Stone Corbell says it's actually a hexagon. That's a really bad picture of it. Here's a better one. Thank you. Ooh, that's pretty.
have this black cube symbolism all over Earth. Not only that, you can find this cube symbolism in religion as well. So for example, the Christian cross, the cross that Jesus was crucified in. See, if you fold up the cross, it becomes a cube.
I mean, if you specifically put it into that shape, you literally, that's a breakdown of a box. You unfolded a cube in a cross pattern, and then you're like, did you know if you refolded this unfolded box that it becomes a box? Yeah, you worked backwards. Sharpshooter fallacy? I think that's a sharpshooter fallacy.
And even in Islam, you have people circling around the Kaaba, which is a cube. This...
Oh, God.
This right here, the crystal lotus flower of life, is supposed to be original geometry of the cosmos, of the universe.
What the fuck do you even think that means? That's word salad. That means nothing. The words you just said mean nothing, and I'm someone who knows words decently enough, you know? What you just said means nothing. Chromatic Cuttlefish says, not necessarily the case on Saturn, but hexagons are not unusual in nature because they're an efficient shape-filling lattice. Beehives and columnar basalts are examples. Thank you. And GamerG says, every time someone makes conspiracies about shapes, I think of this.
All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle. All these squares
Okay, what's up with him? Don't mind him. He just got through dropping a gallon of LSD.
I can't play any more of that. I don't think Funimation will be happy with me using any of that. And I know it's abridged, but still, Dread Pirate Mick says at 218. Oh god, what is it?
I am the Metatron.
It's a good movie.
Now it has become the Metatronic cube.
If I did TikTok, you'd watch all my vids. I've thought about it. I have a TikTok, I just never made a video for it, but I've thought about doing a thing where I look at, like, conspiracy TikToks and just making basic responses.
Metatron's cube is not an angel. It is not an archangel. Metatron's cube is a technology made by the Luciferian fallen angelics. All the fallen angelics are just higher extraterrestrial beings. And Lucifer is not an entity. Lucifer is the technology that they worship, because technology is the only thing that can allow them to colonize other galaxies and keep them immortal.
Do you really even need to colonize other galaxies? Like, I think if you have one galaxy, that's more than enough, you know? It's kind of hard to claim Lebensraum when you have a whole goddamn galaxy full of empty planets, you know? How can you even potentially justifiably say, we need to colonize that galaxy over there, when like 99.99% of the surface area of all planets in this galaxy are empty? At least not full of, like, people and things. Kitten Cupcake 420, thanks for 20 months, says, hey Hannah, can't believe it's been 20 months already. My name used to be Emmy the Drake, but found out this was available and just had to take it. Oh, nice. And Mr. Whiskers says, that's not a bad idea. Would give you something to use for YouTube shorts as well. Yeah, true.
At least in their avatar. Metatron's cube is a technology that creates matrices. This is why we live in a matrix. This is why we say think outside of the box.
No, it's an idiom because it's the idea that within society or within certain social conventions, there's a metaphorical box that people stay in. And then if you think outside of it, you can come up with novel solutions and ideas. It has nothing to do with this fucking nonsense you're spouting.
Speaking of box, quantum computers, the D-wave...
Oh my god, quantum!
Quantum...
She said the magic word. If you say quantum 3 times in a mirror, Deepak Chopra will show up and charge you for a book that means nothing.
Computer is also a box. So I recently just discovered this. This is a K-pop group and they are AI. They are AI generated. These are not real girls. And look what they're holding. They're holding a cube.
Oh my god, a cube has never been in anything ever before. Can you guys imagine a cube existing in a music video? Holy shit, that's the first time a cube has ever been in a music video, and they're AI, so it must be demons. Like and subscribe.
They're worshipping a cube. And their lyrics say Pandora's box.
Oh, so the cube is literally Pandora's box, then. It's not even obscure. The lyrics of the song explain what the visuals in the music video are showing you, and you think it's literal. Okay, okay. Logart says, Trans Tesseract.
A new era is dawning. Can you be more obvious? If you want to learn more about this, I have my book linked in my bio.
It's always hard to me to tell. Is this person, especially with the TikTok. The TikTok people are the worst. Because, like, on YouTube, there's a certain level of, don't get me wrong, it's all bullshit, it's all performative, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a caricature. You don't know the real me. You know the me that I present to you, you know? You don't know the real me at all. So there's always a certain level of caricature going on when you, like, have an internet show. But oh my god, it feels like people on TikTok just say shit they don't believe if they think it's gonna get clicks. Like, on a whole other level. Like, I don't know if this lady's crazy or if she's just like, this'll get me clout. Like, it's terrible.
Bio and all of my social media platforms, including this TikTok, in which I will describe to you why Metatron's cube is not to be worshipped. A lot of new age...
It's literally the same video just over and over again. Great. Okay, so that is that video. I'm not a character. I am. I am actually a deep fake. I'm actually secretly a deep fake. The Chicago TikTok guy? Oh yeah, that guy sucks. I'm actually Ben Shapiro in a wig. I'm not enough of a twink to be Ben Shapiro, I'll be honest with you.
The tallest trees in the world are redwoods, which tower above the ground in California. These trees can easily reach heights of 300 feet. Among the redwoods, a tree named Hyperion tops them all. Standing at 380 feet, Hyperion also shares its name with the Titan god of heavenly light. Coming in second for the world's tallest trees is Helios, standing at 374 feet.
Dahlia Vianney says I phased back into paying attention when they talked about K-pop. They're not really AI, they're more like just voiced characters. Also, Pandora slaps. Like VTubers. Like they're like VTubers.
And for
but pop stars.
the bronze medal, we have another redwood called Icarus at 371 feet high.
They're Waldo moment characters. Creepy.
Interesting names. Now, the widest tree that we know of is called El Arbol del Tule in
this tree's got girth.
Santa Maria del Tule, Mexico. This tree has a circumference of 164 feet, and it dwarfs the town church by a large amount.
Actually, I've seen a bigger tree at the Animal Kingdom in Orlando. I saw a Bug's Life 3D show inside of it. That is a thick tree. If anyone here has some sort of arboreal fetish, you're probably loving this.
The largest tree by volume and not height or circumference is a
might be fake. How dare you? Are you telling me that... Hold on. Are you trying to tell me that this giant tree shaped like animals might be a theme park attraction and not actually a real tree? God fucking damn it. The mouse lied to me again. That fuck. Where'd the tree thing go?
sequoia called General Sherman. 275 feet tall with a circumference of nearly 103 feet. Now, these are just some of the world's tallest trees that are standing.
Ooh, that's tough. Kitten Cupcake 420 says, "Chat, do you have any advice for getting over a crush? I have a crush on one of my friends, but she already has a girlfriend and I don't want to ruin our friendship. She just lights up my life and always knows how to make me smile." Some distance. Some distance might help with that. That's tough. Definitely some distance. Maybe, I don't know, is there anyone else that you could potentially talk to in a more, actual romantic way or in a flirty way? I don't know. It just feels like definitely moving past that is gonna, I don't know. I'm bad at advice. I can't do interpersonal advice, people. Do you think I know how to interact with people? I don't know human things. Excessive Observer, thanks for 38 months, says, "Should do crime pays, but botany doesn't sometime." What? Crime pays, but botany doesn't. What is that?
Ending today. Needless to say, the sizes of some of Earth's remaining trees are absolutely mind-blowing, and the thing is, they used to be much bigger. Here's an article about an Australian mountain
YouTube channel? Gotcha.
ash from 1872. The tallest tree ever measured was not a sequoia, but a type of eucalyptus, an Australian hardwood tree. In 1872, forester William Ferguson spotted an extremely tall mountain ash near the Watts River, Victoria, Australia. Purportedly, he was 132.6 meters, or 435 feet tall. Around that time, multiple specimens of 140 meters tall were reported in Victoria, mainland Australia. We cannot check these measurements anymore. All these trees have been logged. Mountain ash was and is an important construction material in Australia. This brings me to my next point.
Thanks for the
Do the
link.
trees of the world get bigger and bigger the further we go back in history?
No.
We have some records of men cutting down extremely large trees in mass quantities. If trees of this magnitude were cut down by...
Don't get me wrong, there are fewer big trees today because we've cut them down. So, like, yes, a very specific period, post-industrialization, we fucked up forests full of huge-ass trees. Don't get me wrong. But no, he's going towards the, like, Tartaria mountains are trees bullshit, and that's absolutely not true.
by men in the 18 and early 1900s, then that begs the question, have we cut down even bigger trees before that?
No.
We don't know, but we do know that men...
Like, this was honestly the first time in history it was probably reasonably feasible to cut down these trees in an, like, industrial manner, get them places so that they can be then turned into building materials and stuff. Like, this was a, I'm sure, big enough pain in the ass as it was with the technology of the late 1800s. Prior to that, oh my god, no. What a pain in the ass.
Love mindlessly taking out trees like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, we're shitty.
Was there once a time when trees were unimaginable in size and they reached high up into the heavens?
This was not all trees. These are very specifically trees from the redwood forest.
Maybe this is true.
The tree grew and was strong, and the height thereof reached unto heaven, and the sight thereof to the end of all the earth.
Here the Bible says tree, and I think this is referring only to the world tree, also known as the tree of life, located at the...
Isaac Inanimate says, here's a vid under 5 minutes. From that guy, I assume? Let me click. If the chat wants to stop moving. There we go. Thanks, we'll check it out.
Center of the world, and that would be the North Pole. In depictions of the Norse cosmology, the tree of life, Yggdrasil, is growing from the center of a mountain. Here's a passage.
Please stop taking mythology and trying to make it real. It's not. Am I incorrect? Isn't a lot of our understanding of Norse mythology basically been bastardized by, like, later Christians misinterpreting and changing some of the myths? Is that just a bullshit thing I heard, or is that true? Someone inform me about Norse things. I know very little about Norse mythology.
From the Book of Enoch, kind of talking about that.
And from there I went to the middle of the earth, and saw a blessed, well-watered place, which had branches which remained alive, and sprouted from a tree which had been cut down. And there I saw a holy mountain, and under the mountain, to the east of it, there was water, and it flowed towards the south. And in the midst of the trees,
Loki was fucked by a horse? Yeah, and then he gave birth to, fuck, was it that big-ass wolf? Who did Loki give birth to after the horse thing?
that of life, in that place whereon the Lord rests, when he goes up into paradise. And this tree is of ineffable goodness and fragrance, and adorned more than every existing thing. And on all sides, it is, in form gold-looking, and vermilion and fire lichen covers all, and it has produced from all fruit.
8-legged horse. Sorry. I have Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology. I should probably read it at some point. Bittergrin says, everything we know about Norse mythology is either tiny bits written by Romans at the time or from post-Christianization sources. Almost on a hype train.
Its root is in the garden at the earth's end.
End is Eden. Mythologies from all over the Earth plane reference a tree, or sometimes a mountain.
The Earth plane.
There instead. Sometimes both at once, as we have just seen with the depiction of Yggdrasil. Maybe humongous trees used to be the norm. We are told that natural landmarks like the Devil's Tower are made by lava cooling in that...
Correct! Dave, thanks for 300 bits and kicking off a hype train.
And that... The lava dries up into neat little hexagonal columns, but when you look into how basalt columns are formed, you will not be able to watch how they are formed.
Yeah, it's geological. The fact that they're encased is part of the reason that they're like that.
Instead, we are told to just believe that basalt columns are the result of lava.
What? We're trying to trick you about this fucking basalt column. Twiddle's evil mustache. How many evil plans have ever involved basalt? Just a thought. 37% to level 1 on the hype train. Profane Priestess says, that is correct. For instance, the story of Odin nailing himself to Yggdrasil was likely inserted by Christians to convert people. The eye into Mimir's well is the more accurate story of where Odin got his wisdom. Excessive Observer, thanks for 1,000 bits. Quiet One, thanks for 30 months, says bath salts. And Steakum619, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Wow. Thank you very much. Kicking ass.
Lava cooling down and cracking into hexagonal columns on its own.
Chuds have ruined Viking stuff for you? I know, right?
But when we look at how lava actually
Nazis just ruin every fucking thing they touch.
Works, it never dries like that. It oozes chaotically before
This is a different scenario than the columns. This is a different thing. Moira Soma says, no, it was written down in the early Middle Ages by Larson, not very Christianized. Bumble Homestead, thanks for gifting a sub, 95% to level 4.
Cooling down and drying in a random manner. It's merely circumstantial.
I don't think you know what that means.
No one has ever witnessed basalt columns.
Okay, do you think that you need to witness a murder in order for it to be solved? Like, do you know how whodunit mysteries work? Think about that. You don't have to directly witness something in order to do tests and make observations and falsify hypotheses on what happened. You can use your general understanding of how lava works by testing it, and then apply that knowledge to what happened. I don't understand what there is to not understand about this. Logarth says, as a geologist earth scientist, facepalm. I bet. Hydrate. Metal Turtle, thanks for 500 bits. And Monster Jr. with 27 months says, baby number 3. This sub-baby's name is going to be Martha Snyder. Martha Snyder.
Form. Therefore, the official explanation is very much up for debate.
No, it's not. You're just dumb. You not agreeing that science is real isn't somehow equivalent to people who understand science. Like, the value of your ignorance is not equal to the value of someone else's, like, well-earned knowledge that they took years to, like, get through PhDs and academic study. You don't just get to say, no. No? That's not how that works. You're not qualified to be taken seriously, so that's why no one takes you seriously, and why instead you post this kind of shit to BitChute. Dave, thanks for 700 bits, 55% to level 5. GamerG says, speaking of whodunit, I recently started watching Columbo, and it's amazing. Conspiracy people would do well to watch the detective's logical deductions. Very good show, and it's on the Peacock app. If you're liking Columbo, which, by the way, Columbo is a how catch 'em as opposed to a whodunit. At the beginning of Columbo, you see the crime, the murder be committed, and then the show is watching Detective Columbo figure out, he already suspects the person who did it. It's how does he prove it? How does he prove that this person did the murder? It's really good, and if you like it and want to see a modern version of it, Poker Face is also really good. Poker Face is basically just a reimagined Columbo. And it's really good. I don't use that in a derogatory way. It's not like a remake of Columbo. It's a different premise. but it is another well-written, well-acted, entertaining How Ketchum show. And the main character is clearly an homage to Columbo. Really great stuff. Monster Jr. with 1,000 bits says, child support. Thank you. 90% to level 5. Oh yeah, you should watch Poker Face if you like Columbo, for sure.
So is the Devil's Tower an ancient tree stump?
No. It's not. It's rock.
Are there more of these kind of structures? The answer is yes. Everything that we have ever been taught is up for debate, being that we've been...
I mean, in the literal sense that you can, like, Socratic method anything, you can question anything, but it doesn't mean that any answers that result in your dumbass questions, it doesn't mean that the answers you come up with are necessarily valid. Like, there is a complete difference between two people in some academic field having competing hypotheses or competing ideas about how something might work and doing tests. This isn't that. You are not the peer to science. You're not the peer to geology. You're a random asshole on the internet. This video has 246 views. I literally have more people watching me live, and I'm useless. I'm an unknown fucking Twitch streamer, and you're worth less than me in terms of who gives a shit. It's a low bar, sir, and yet here you are, beneath it. Dave, thanks for 300 bits. See you, Kitten Cupcake. Have a good night.
Taught mostly lies when it comes to where we come from.
I just don't even understand fundamentally, and I was thinking about this earlier. I like doing the tinfoil stuff, but you know what? I am really, really, really bored and tired of, like... And I'm not saying I'm not going to keep doing Tinfoil Tuesday. I do love it. But something that just grates on me is it feels... How do I put this? Unchallenging. Like, I'm literally watching crazy people, you know? And I don't even necessarily mean they're all clinically or pathologically crazy. I mean colloquially, these people are nuts. And that can be entertaining. But, you know. It'd be like... What's a good... It'd be like Columbo trying to track down... like someone who knocked over a convenience store. I feel unchallenged.
Who we are, what our...
How long till we see AI-generated conspiracy videos? I've already covered some on the show. They exist. They're in pretty primitive form, but they exist.
Purpose is, and where we live. Our true history has been changed, rearranged, rewritten, and hidden from us. This video is a joint effort between myself, ODD, Rosette, and two awesome gentlemen named Shaddy and Cracker. We hope to bring forth food for thought, intriguing ideas, and even new information for those that have already been researching this topic, including recently uncovered Freemasonic books from Lebanon that seem to support all this. So with all that said, I'll pass it off to Rosette. Be sure to subscribe to her channel.
We found evidence in these Lebanese Freemason books.
As well.
Alright then.
Thanks, ODD. Being awake is not all bad. Yes, it's scary at first knowing our government is not our friend, that the world really is run by psychopaths who follow Lucifer. But there's a good side to this knowing too, and that is connecting with like-kind people who want to help change the world for the better. People like ODD, Cracker, and now our new friend Shadi. He has a passion for getting the truth out and has a special perspective he wanted to share. It is regarding his homeland of Lebanon and the giant cedars. In getting to know Shadi, I discovered that his first name is Arabic for singer, which reminds me of Jacob in Jacob's Ladder. His name was Jacob Singer. Jacob was a Christ character in that movie.
Was he? I don't think so. I've seen Jacob's Ladder a decent number of times. I own Jacob's Ladder. I like Jacob's Ladder, despite... You know, if you no spoilers for Jacob's Ladder. Well, maybe they'll give spoilers, but I'm not gonna. I like Jacob's Ladder, but it's definitely the kind of movie you either love or hate. And it's all determined by the last 30 seconds of the movie. 0% to level 6 on the hype train with a minute left. Yeah, we have word salad.
Singer, as in messenger. And I can't help to make the connection to our friend ODD, literally being a singer of truth, with his raps exposing the ball lie and every...
Shout out to that guy's album, I guess. Narrator 9000 says, "Hi Hannah, I had an unpleasant experience today of realizing that someone I hadn't seen in a while might be into this kind of fake history stuff. That's unfortunate. That's not fun."
Everything else regarding the New World Order makes you think, do we truly pick our names? Or are we given our names?
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that? Like, your parents gave you a name. I had a legal name change, so I picked that name.
Birth names or pseudonyms, it doesn't matter. The name has a resonance.
I mean, if you're saying the name you're given at birth is a pseudonym, I guess I don't even know what you think a pseudonym is, by, like, comparison.
That fits that person, and they are that name. And yes, like Jacob here, exposing 9/11.
Oh god, 9/11 out of nowhere on the bingo card. Thanks for the level 5 hype train, everyone. I don't know if you know this, but this actually isn't the number 9/11. This is the number 119.
Shoddy and ODD.
I don't think this is a Dyscalcula. I don't think this is a Dyscalcula thing. I think you're stretching here.
We are here to also expose the ones behind 9/11. Notice Jacob sees with his right eye. He is of the right, of the good. Now, we can't do a series called Ancient Tree Research Project without discussing the giant cedars of Lebanon. This is the one place on Earth that is known for its giant trees.
Redwood Forest.
These same giant trees.
I might be the laughing man, says, yeah, but the upside is down at 611, which means nothing. 611, 611, 6 plus 1, 7 plus 1, 8, 611, 6 with 3 digits, 666.
Come up in the Bible in 47 verses. Why? What is so special about these trees? Are they hiding some more truths in plain sight? Let's take a look at some of the evidence. Now let's locate Lebanon geographically so we get a feel for the land. Lebanon is nestled between Israel on its southern border and Syria on both its north and east. And just over the waters of the Mediterranean is its closest western neighbor, the island nation of Cyprus.
Notice Cyprus, the neighboring island country to Lebanon, could indicate cypress as in the tree. And cypress has fragrant wood just as a cedar tree does. This is a picture of an ancient cypress tree. Cedar trees are part of the cypress family of conifers or pines, also indicating a connection to the pineal gland. Could cypress actually be an ancient giant cypress stump that is sticking up out of the waters and all?
Incorrect word origin is evidence.
Speaking of Cyprus, Cyprus is visible with the naked eye on a clear day from the highest point in Lebanon, which is called El Araz. It peaks at 3,083 meters above sea level. These mountains get covered in snow during the winter time, except for a place called Arnet Esolda. This is said to be a special place where Noah planted a special seed right after the flood.
Remember also that Lebanon is part of the ancient land of Canaan.
Avant Gardner says it may be referencing Cypress, like the rap group, Cypress Hill. Prakagam says 611 equals 8. 8 is 2 6s stacked on each other. 11 is a double number, giving a hint that there is a doubled number somewhere to replace it with, therefore 666. Ooh, you're good at this. Maybe get a CAT scan.
Known as the Promised Land in the Bible. Canaan consisted of Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Israel, and was also known as Phoenicia. Now, Lebanon has a unique flag. There's a giant cedar on the Lebanese flag. A giant cedar of life.
Are you going to start making conspiracies about the maple leaf being on the Canadian flag? Because I feel like that's a pretty close equivalent to what you're about to do here.
Cedar, C-E-D-A-R, is phonetically the same as cedar, S-E-E-D-E-R.
In English.
And what is the giant cedar of life? The tree of life. Is this giant cedar symbolic of the tree of life in the...
No, pretty sure it's supposed to be a big tree.
The center of our world? Does this imply a connection to the tree at the center?
Not even a little.
With the giant cedars of Lebanon? I would say absolutely.
Well, that says something about you, doesn't it?
Of
Alright, I think I'm done with the tree video. God.
Good people, and no, you don't have to send a wellness check after me. I promise I'm doing okay in the head.
That's a good way to start a video.
I just wanted to share some thoughts about talking trees with you. Seriously.
Wizard of Oz is going to get brought up here, isn't it?
Like, have you ever sat and thought about where Hollywood may have gotten this idea from?
Do you know how old humanity is? I'm pretty sure someone thought of the literary or fictional concept of being able to speak to a tree a really long time ago. I'd imagine that predates the invention of writing in terms of tropes.
Because if you've been following this channel for any amount of time, you would know I believe that Hollywood is fully controlled by the beast.
Oh, that's a dumb thing to believe.
And if you know anything about scripture and who the enemy of humanity is, you would know that Satan can't create anything, okay?
What? Satan can't create anything? Don't you think he created rebellion against God? Did God create that? Was it a false flag God put on?
He's a copycat. So, I was listening to a study by Brian Denlinger about the Millennial Kingdom. Because, I also believe the Millennial Kingdom has not happened yet. So he touched on some scripture that was pretty interesting. He talked about trees clapping their hands, and trees and mountains singing praises to the Creator. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that clip just so you will have...
For the love of God, I'm begging people to understand poetic language. Holy shit. Metaphors and poetry were not invented in the last 100 years. The people who wrote the scriptures of the Bible and the fucking Old Testament. Oh my god. They knew what fucking literary license was. They knew what stories were. They write poetically. Stop taking everything literally, you idiots.
Of a bit of context and some kind of idea about where I'm going, because Hollywood has definitely taken this idea and put it inside of movies and video games. And I'm thinking this may be where they got it from. So yeah, let's...
No, you stupid person!
Go ahead and roll that clip.
I'm getting frustrated. It's coming to a head, people.
Now I'll be back.
Verse 12, for ye shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Instead of the thorn
I did take my meds.
shall come up the fir tree, and instead of the briar shall come up the myrtle tree, and it shall be to the Lord for a name, for an everlasting sign that shall not be cut off. That's how you know it hasn't happened yet. Okay? But imagine that for a minute. The hills will break forth before you into singing.
It's a metaphor, you stupid cunt! It is a fucking metaphor! Like, I don't even care that you believe in all the other shit. Like, you know, whatever. You're Christian. You believe in Jesus and stuff. That's cool. That's fine. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. That is poetical. The poetical, metaphorical, and poetic. It's poetic. It's metaphorical. I'm gonna take his face off. Hydrate. And a Black's Law. What do you want me to look up for Black's Law?
Huh? How are the hills going to sing? And all the trees of the field shall clap their hands?
Metaphor? Guys, again, to be clear, I'll look it up. This is a law dictionary. It is not a regular dictionary.
I don't hear any trees clapping their hands right now. Bunch of spruce trees and things around here. I don't hear
This person shouldn't be allowed to have a driver's license.
any clapping their hands. What's going on there? Well, you see, it's kind of like, if I could explain it this way, the earth right now is like an orchestra without a conductor. There's things in this earth that just are not going to ever work right until the Lord Jesus Christ is here physically ruling and reigning for the
Like your brain?
1,000 years. And then when he comes, the earth is going to make music to the Lord. The Creator will be on
No, metaphor isn't in here.
the earth.
Meeting of the minds, an essential element of contract, is mutual agreement and assent of parties to contract to substance and terms. It's an agreement reached by parties to a contract and expressed therein, or is the equivalent of mutual assent or mutual obligation.
Physically on the earth.
First Name Punch Number says, making you look up ridiculous stuff that almost certainly isn't in there is half the fun of the Black's Law Dictionary command. Your channel points. As long as it siphons some away from Danzy, I don't care.
Pretty interesting stuff, huh? I mean,
it's not. You guys are dumb.
What do you think about that?
Okay. Okay. Chat. I try and be nice. I really do. I try and be so nice on this show and point out, like, oh man, a lot of these people, you know, they're vulnerable or have, like, mental illness. I don't think this is the case with this lady or that guy. I think they're just stupid. I just think they're fucking idiots. I don't know how they put their pants on the right direction. Like, I genuinely think the person we are listening to right now is so goddamn stupid. They have a kid, by the way. This person has a kid. I've seen from other videos on their channel. That poor fucking child. That child's like 4 years old. It's probably already smarter than her mom. Juggle. Will do.
That. So as I was listening to that, I instantly thought of a very popular scene that I want to share with you. And then, interestingly enough, I would pick this picture here where it's doing the okay sign. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, let's go ahead and cut into this clip real quick and I'll be back.
Oh, look! Yes, we've also seen one of the most famous films of all time. And then he goes, hey, what are you doing?
Ouch! What do you think you're doing?
Pretty classic scene right there, huh?
It is! You are correct.
So, interestingly enough...
No, that's the first Oz.
It involved her picking an apple from the tree. So, the so-called forbidden fruit. As you know...
No, it's not! Oh my god. The Bible never once says apple? Holy fuck.
Satan and these fallen angels cannot create anything. They can only, you know, take stories from the Bible, flip them upside down.
Wow, it's weird that Christian media is the least creative and most... I'm sorry. That makes no sense to me. Okay, so you think Hollywood is incapable of creativity. Have you seen a Christian movie for the past 50 years? I think the last Christian movie that was good wasn't even technically a Christian movie. It was an Old Testament movie, and that was Prince of Egypt. That was pretty good. Prince of Egypt's good. Last Temptation of Christ is pretty good, but Christians boycotted it because of the sexy Willem Dafoe Jesus fuck scene. Seriously, you want to talk about being creatively bankrupt? Holy shit, have you seen the God's Not Dead movies? Have you seen that god-awful new movie that it looks like the guy from, what the fuck, The Passion of the Christ is in? This fucking QAnon movie? Ugh. Anything David A.R. White's been in his entire life. Profane Priestess says humans have been creative with language literally forever. Of course they have. It is, with the possible exception of music, the human race's oldest form of entertainment. When you're waiting around in the cold for weeks to kill a mammoth, you gotta entertain yourself. After all, boredom and irritability make you worse as a tribe member. In this way, creativity is a massive survival advantage. That's true. That's why you need me in the tribe.
So yeah, but anyway, yeah, that definitely got me to thinking about where else have I seen talking trees or dancing trees or musical trees.
And like, yes, Marco agrees with me. There are movies that tell like stories of Christianity. Great. I think Christian and Jewish mythology is really interesting. Like I said, Prince of Egypt is good. 10 Commandments is good. Last Temptations of Christ is a great fucking Martin Scorsese film. I think there are movies out there who really do justice to these stories, and it makes me so sad that it seems like a large portion of Christians in the United States don't want anything that actually engages with the material. They want someone to just tell them, you're right, and everyone else who doesn't already agree with the thing you believe is stupid. That's what I would say is the general pitch for every piece of Christian media that comes out of PureFlix and similar companies. It is so devoid of any sincerity. It makes me sick.
Within video games and movies. So let's go ahead and roll some more clips.
We Ents have not troubled about the wars of men and wizards.
Tree ants.
Never actually, but
trying to get Warner Brothers to not get mad at me. I assume you've seen this.
Yeah, that one was actually pretty creepy. But that was a clip from The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. I've never actually seen that movie. Not really my taste, kind of dorky in my opinion, but
Really? You're doing this video and you think Lord of the Rings is dorky? Holy shit.
Yeah. Those things are called Ents.
Tree ants.
N-T. And a gathering of them is an Ent moot. Yeah, weird. But yeah, they kind of took the talking tree thing and just ran with it and made it.
Like, is she aware that, like, Tolkien was a Christian? Tolkien was a good friend of C.S. Lewis. Like, this objectively was created by a Christian. This is created by a Christian. Ugh.
Super fantastical and mystical or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, let's go ahead and keep going with this. I think we should hop over into some video games.
It is funny to me. I haven't read their letters back and forth. I'm aware that they exist. But I do find it funny to imagine the conversations that C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien must have had about each other's work. Because, like, Tolkien's like, yes, here's the really in-depth mythology I've put together. It's called the Silmarillion, or whatever the fuck it's called. It's literally just all the background of my universe and how things work, and it's all consistent, and I've thought it through, and I've invented several conlangs to go along with it. And C.S. Lewis goes, I made Jesus the lion, and Santa gives them swords. And to be clear, like, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe books, they're fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. It's just funny, the different priority that was put by what C.S. Lewis was trying to do versus J.R.R. Tolkien. Very different priorities in storytelling, and it's so funny to me that they were friends. And then the Ice Queen tricks Peter by giving him the most disgusting candy known to man.
Now. So this is actually some gameplay from Nintendo's Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. This was
That's very specific.
Originally released in 2014 on the Wii U.
You picked a Wii U game? Out of all the things you could have picked.
So, as you can see in this stage, the trees were moving to the music.
No one showed this lady Kirby's Dream Land.
And that's actually the music that I'm gonna put in.
Like, there are so many other video games with living trees that she could have picked. Like, literally, The Legend of Zelda, the Great Dooku tree, that tree in Kirby, I don't know the name of. Like, you know, like, there are other... whatever.
In the background so you can kind of get an idea.
Harold from the Fallout universe. Although that's kind of a more complicated story.
9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna get it to sync up to where the trees will bounce to the beat, but you get the point. And this is just the type of stuff that
Groot, yeah,
that came
Evil Dead. We don't talk about the Evil Dead tree.
To my mind as I was listening to Brian's
Jesus.
teaching. Like, where have I seen dancing trees? And this just kind of came to mind. I just want to share with you guys. What do you think about this? Right? So the entire state...
To be fair, the book was written during World War II and rationing, so Peter thought of a treat he couldn't have. I know what I'm doing. Okay, here's a cynical thing. Here's a meta commentary on the jokes I make. Often, my jokes are pretty shamelessly just like postmodernist commentary on sincerity. It's a pretty common thing where it's like, oh, here's a thing, and then let's take a postmodernism spin on this. Oh, in that book, Peter gets Turkish delight, and it's a part of the story. What if I overanalyzed it to the point where I showed that it's ridiculous, because that's actually a disgusting candy? Like, obviously that's a stupid joke when you really think about it. It doesn't make sense, but, like, you know. Cynicism in the face of sincerity is kind of like a relatively common thing in, like, postmodernist bullshit. Not that postmodernism is bullshit, I'm just saying it's common. It's a lot of the jokes I make.
Stage is just rocking, rocking to this beat. Just kind of just in a trance, like. And then, certain parts of the stage, you go within the trees, like you cross into portals. And I actually do believe, that there were some type of trees, particular trees within the Garden of Eden that were actually portals. So
what?
That's another,
like in Nightmare Before Christmas?
The conversation for another day, but
I always wanted to know in the Nightmare Before Christmas world if you went into like the Thanksgiving tree, is it just like a world where like there's pilgrims and like native peoples, but they actually get along like in a kid's book?
Yeah, just wanted to show you that. And of course, the serpent makes an appearance. I mean, what?
Oh my god, a snake in this game that's set in the jungle. Holy fucking shit, can you believe it?
Is a mainstream production without the serpent. I mean, I'm just saying.
Man, it's almost like Snakes. Like, I don't mean to get like, oh god, who's even the person I'm thinking of? The person Jordan Peterson who's all about like collective consciousness bullshit and about narrative. Someone knows what I'm talking about. Young, thank you. But, like, in human culture, and I understand that that's so broad that it's basically meaningless, but in many human cultures, including in the United States, there is a lot of serpent imagery because it's pretty prominent within Christianity, right? And not only within Western Christian-based cultures, Christian-based is probably the wrong idea. Christian, let's say a culture where Christianity and its imagery has proliferated a lot. America has done a lot of cultural export. Like, it's, honestly, if we were a Civ game, the 20th century would have been an American victory, mostly based upon cultural victory terms. So yeah, serpent imagery shows up all over the place, whether it's from the United States or Europe or anywhere, because not only within Western cultures does it mean something, it means things in cultures all over the world. Snakes are a thing.
I'll let this run a little bit so you can see how it's gonna blend in. It's like a mirror image of the serpent right there. Yep. So this next clip I'm gonna show you is actually something that I ended up capturing with my phone as my daughter was watching YouTube just a few days
great
ago. Like I caught it at the tail.
Your kid's watching Paper Mario?
End of it, but I noticed it was trees dancing. But this is actually from Paper Mario. So let's go ahead and roll this clip. See, I caught the tail end of that because I've never played Paper Mario personally, so I had to hurry up and grab my phone and try to get that.
Really? Did ya?
But yeah, here's a little backstory about that. So that's apparently a stage that's within the Whispering Woods, WW33.
If I knew this woman in real life, I would have already called CPS. This is psychotic.
Within Paper Mario, the Origami King. So Mario saves Grand Sappy, I guess that's one of the trees, by giving him the soul seed.
Narrator 9000 says, don't tell this lady about the Staff of Hermes featuring snakes that represent all of medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, numerology.
The soul seed. So the trees Mario and Olivia dance. Grand Sappy tells the shrubbery to let Mario pass. I guess they did some kind of dancing ritual or whatever. I don't know.
Dancing ritual. Dancing can never just be dancing. It's a dancing ritual. Because rituals are scary. And as we all know, Christianity would never have rituals.
But this stuff has some kind of spiritual aspect to it. And what does it have to do with a soul? The soul seed? I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird.
Maybe if you played the game or even Googled it, you could probably find it in the story. I've never played that game either, but like, probably has a meaning if you actually looked it up instead of just going on the internet and speculating wildly about something your fucking child was watching on YouTube, you psycho. There's no way you're fit to be a parent. This is crazy.
Weird, and I thought it'd be an honorable mention for this, so let's keep going with this. On the subject of video games,
Mortal Kombat!
You can't neglect to mention the Mortal Kombat franchise. Now, the trees with faces actually extends throughout the life of this video game series.
Yeah, when it shows up again, they're referencing this. It showed up initially, is this Mortal Kombat 2 or 3? I don't remember which one was the first one that had the forest with the trees with faces, but it shows up, and it's always a reference to this. Stages show up over and over again in the Mortal Kombat series. 2? Thank you.
Yep. We'll just watch a bit of this.
Alright.
Throughout the years, the graphics got a little better.
A little better, oh god. I'm literally getting to the point where, like, I've told you guys, I like Mortal Kombat. I've been playing it, you know, for years and years and years. It's getting to the point where I see the new Mortal Kombat game and some of the, some of the fatalities, and even I'm like, ooh, this is a little gratuitous. I don't know if it's just not being a teenager, but goddamn, at this point I'm like, ooh, this is getting a little realistic, isn't it?
Tree faces got a bit more detail. And this always, you know, just followed my mind. Like, what's that for?
It's alright. I'll stick to the babalities. Or friendship. Yeah, this is like a reference to the one from 2. This is the same level, just translated for Mortal Kombat 4. I am so glad that Mortal Kombat went back to, like, a 2D plane. Obviously, the art style is 3D, but, like, you know, there's not, like, maneuvering in the third dimension. It's all just this way and this way. Works a lot better.
Round one. Fight!
Oh, I remember this one. I played this one. Was this Deception? I liked Mortal Kombat Deception. I actually tried to buy it from a used game place around here, and I did. I bought it. It was like $12 to get Mortal Kombat Deception, so I can play it backwards compatible on my Xbox. And then I got home, and in the game case wasn't Mortal Kombat Deception at all. It was Hitman 2, which is a totally different game.
Now, what's most
I don't think I ever took it back.
interesting
I should have.
about the trees with faces within the Mortal Kombat series is that the stage is called the Living Forest, and it simply just evolved throughout, you know, the multiple games within the franchise itself. So when I think about the name the Living Forest, you know, naturally I think about the Garden of Eden and how different.
Wow, that's some brainworms. Maybe you should look at all of human literature outside of that one book you were told to read when you were 3 years old.
Thing.
Have you considered reading literally any other book? That way maybe you wouldn't relate every single thing you see back to the Bible, because you would understand, oh, there are other stories and books that people do. Holy shit. Did you know that the Western canon is more than just the Bible and Shakespeare? Holy fuck. Elminato says you got decepted by a game about disguising yourself. Yeah, I guess that's true. That's actually fair. You know what? They got me.
Could have been before the fall of man.
No, this is a video game put out by NetherRealm Studios. Were they NetherRealm Studios yet? Was it just Midway at the time?
You know, how the fruit was on the trees, how
Still
the trees
Midway?
were themselves, how the animals were within the garden. You know, the glory that Adam and Eve had before they fell. So, just a few thoughts on this. Okay, so that's enough of the violent video game. I'm sure you guys get the point by now. So yeah, what do you think about all of this?
I think you need professional help. I think you shouldn't be in charge of a minor if this is how delusional you are.
I mean, have you ever thought about it? I mean, I just want to strike up a conversation, you know? So, I'm not exactly saying I know exactly what this stuff means, but these are just some of the thoughts I had. Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up with a video that I saw about moving trees. And allegedly, some real footage. So,
come on.
I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and let it run and let it speak for itself. And you tell me what you think. All right.
I've been seeing these videos of trees moving. Now this looks really weird. It was caught on drone footage. You see, and it seemed like the trees are moving, or at least one of them trees is moving wildly, or communicating with the other trees. Now they do say that trees do move like 2 to 3 centimeters every couple of years, but this is wild. You can actually see the tree moving as if it's ice skating. You'll see it moving all the way to the left like it just did, all the way to the left. Now this is weird. Here you go, more videos on trees moving. Like, look at this. This is so crazy looking. The way that they're moving. They say in Central and North America that this does happen often. That trees usually ground their roots real deep into the location that they really want to move to, because they might be in the shaded area or they're trying to move towards the sun. This right here was caught by a YouTuber in the West Woods of England.
Okay, let's look this up. It's Bigfoot trying to scare the cryptologist.
Are better, so the axis of the tree slowly moves.
I've been seeing these videos moving.
That's the same
as if
one,
those are
man.
spirits.
I understand that things become uprooted like that. I hate it when crazy people do a fucking thing, and then I gotta go find someone who's done the thing already, and then there isn't. Where'd the tree guy go?
And it seemed to be showing the ground breathing of some sort, or the roots under there trying to relocate themselves as if the trees are about to move. Almost kind of looks scary, like an earthquake.
I understand this one being the top-heavy tree with weak soil having the whole thing. The thing from above was probably humans moving it for some reason. The other videos I genuinely have no idea the context for.
Never have us ever seen anything like this. All this tree moving starting to scare me. Some people say that they could be haunted by souls or spirits.
I assure you that the tree is not haunted. Oh god. There's a movie called, like, It Came From Hell or something, and it's like a demon tree.
But as you can see, this tree right here was caught on cell phone footage of somebody at a gas station, and this tree seemed to be in distress. It's moving real dramatically, almost as if somebody's shaking it and moving it.
It looks like it's really stormy, so I'm guessing it's the wind.
Mechanically, but it's moving so far, almost like it's walking. I don't know, that really looks so scary. Look how far it went. That's wild. This was somebody that was out camping or hiking with his friends, and out of nowhere he sees this humongous tree moving. Which I would have been so scared if I'd have seen this. Like, how can it be?
Again, assuming it's either a tree being moved by someone, or just a fake-ass video.
Be moving, or who is moving this?
How do I put this? Trees do not have the energy to move. Like, trees cannot get up and move. First of all, they don't have brains. Second of all, that's not how this works. They don't have the energy to move. There's probably a smoke detector somewhere in here doing it. I think it's under that pile of stuff.
So wild. That just tells you we have
I'm almost done streaming anyway.
Noticed or know everything that's in nature already. We're so busy looking at Mars and everything else, we haven't discovered Earth all the way.
I think we would have noticed if trees just got up and moved randomly.
95% of the water we haven't even discovered. 95% of the ocean on Earth. But we so busy worrying about other planets. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think.
He should stop making movies in between hits of his meth pipe.
Now, I thought I was going to wrap up the video, but...
Yes, I believe it is ours.
Yeah, there's a few more things I wanted to show you guys. So as far as that previous video I just showed with the trees, you know, could be fake, could be real. I mean, who knows? You know, once again, I just want...
Occam's razor. What do you think?
Wanted to strike up conversation.
The inability to make basic judgment calls fucking concerns me. She should not be a parent. Holy shit. If you can't look at those videos, like I said, all the specific videos, I don't know some of them the specific way they were made. But I can make judgment calls about the world enough to tell you that no, I don't think secretly trees are getting up and walking around. Even if I can't tell you specifically what's going on with those videos. And the fact that she is in charge of a minor child scares the shit out of me.
For the topic of this video, so we'll just go ahead and move on. Anyway, we cannot forget about the idol that's recently been created. Well, I can't really say recently, but with these Marvel movies, they've actually created the idol of Groot. People literally worship this thing. Like,
no, they don't. You stupid. I know. I'm terrible. I'm terrible today. I'm just frustrated with stupid people. I'm frustrated. I don't even feel like being, like, smart about it. I just want to be mad. I just want to be mad at them.
They collect all kind of, pop figures or
Yes! This is a popular character from a popular series of movies that gets oversaturated with plastic bullshit shaped like them. I know. I understand. I have a Groot thing right up there that you guys can't see. It's not demonic. It's merchandising, which is arguably worse because it's real.
Statues or figurines or whatever of this thing. I'll go ahead and run some clips. And literally all this thing does is says, I am Groot, and it just means certain things.
Yep. Whoops, didn't mean to go back.
Of it all, but it just means certain things. And I've never actually seen...
It's a Chewbacca trope. It's the Chewbacca trope.
In this movie, I don't, I've stopped watching Marvel movies, a long time ago, so I don't really want to get caught up in the hoopla of it all. But for the sake of this...
Is there even a hoopla at this point? Like, I feel like the general public isn't as big on the Marvel movies as they were prior to Endgame.
This video, I'm going to go ahead and run a few clips of this I Am Groot thing. Check it out.
I am Groot.
Yeah,
over in Russia, called the Dancing Forest. Yeah.
Groot was originally a villain in the comic.
So, with that, we'll see.
Okay. I'm done with this lady. I've not seen Secret Invasion now. I'm waiting for all the episodes to come out. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm very frustrated with these people today. Don't know why in particular. Just stupidity is like really getting to me today. Okay, let's do a raid. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow for some other kind of stream. And that's it. Have a good night, everyone. I'm gonna go do anything other than listening to conspiracy theorists be idiots and contribute to the destruction of our entire fucking species. Night, everyone. Bye.